Chapter 33. Okay, I understand, young master. By the way, did anything special happen here in the past few months? Tell me about it. Lin Ray suddenly thought of something and asked Lin Tian. What's special? Lin Tian thought for a bit, and his eyes suddenly lit up as if he had thought of something. By the way, young master, a few days ago when I was eating, a group of people suddenly came. One of them was about the same age as me. When he saw my cultivation, he suddenly gave me a token and said that he was from the Danzong Sect. Later on, an old man said that he wanted to check my spirit vein. When he left, he said that he wanted me to wait for you to come back and join their sect as a disciple. Hearing Lin Tian's words, Lin Ray sighed. This was something that Lin Ray didn't expect, especially when he heard the name of the Danzong Sect. Lin Ray didn't expect this to happen. Really? Then where's their sect? Did they tell you? Lin Li was excited. This time, he had come out of Forest Sky to find a sect that knew how to refine pills. He didn't expect that it would be so easy for him to find a sect that knew how to refine pills. Oh, they said that it's in a place called the Heavenly Lake County in the west. They said that this place is very far. Lin Tian hadn't imagined that he would accidentally be chosen by the school, and that he would end up helping Lin Li out. Oh, I didn't expect the Danzong Sect to be a sect in the West. After hearing the address of the Danzong Sect, Lin Ray knew that the so-called West was the western part of the continent. It was the same as the eastern continent. Okay, then hurry up and pack up. We'll go to the Danzong Sect and try our luck. Lin Ray was in a very good mood. Many things had been resolved. It was as if this was the arrangement of the heavens. Oh, Lin Tian nodded and hurriedly ran upstairs to tidy up. After tidying up, it was only a few old and tattered clothes. That was all. Little dragon, what's wrong, host? From his system's words, it seemed like it was unwilling to answer Lin Ray. I got the spiritual fire 2 days ago. Can I learn it now? Lin Ray thought of the spiritual fire that he had obtained a few days ago, and his heart itched for a moment. If the host wants to die without leaving a single trace, then go ahead and learn it. When Lin Ray heard the system's words, he broke out in a cold sweat. According to the system's words, if he were to learn it now, he would be dead for sure. Then when can I learn? Wait until the system reaches the middle stage of foundation establishment. You can barely learn it. If you want to completely fuse with it, you'll have to wait until the enlightening stage. Only then will the host be able to fully use the soul's abilities. Hearing the system's words, Lin Ray already had a rough idea. After thinking about it for a long time, he finally gave up. All right then. I'll wait until I'm in the Danzong Sect and learn alchemy before fusing the spiritual fire. Lin Ray clenched his teeth and suppressed his desire to learn the spiritual fire. Young master, I've already packed everything. We can go now. At this time, Lin Ray heard Lin Tian's words and withdrew from the conversation with the system. Oh, take it. After saying that, Lin Ray took a piece of gold and placed it on the table. Then, he led Lin Tian towards the Danzong Sect. Originally, Lin Ray wanted to scout around, but now there was no need. With a target, Lin Ray's movement speed became faster. When they arrived outside the town, Lin Ray stopped and stood there. Lin Tian didn't know what was going on, but since his young master stopped, he also didn't leave. Roar! Suddenly, Lin Ray's scarlet tiger walked out from the system. However, this scene frightened Lin Tian. He didn't know that this demonic beast belonged to Lin Ray. Young master, quickly leave. I'll block it. Lin Tian, who thought that Lin Ray was in danger, quickly stood in front of Lin Ray, ready to fight. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray laughed. He laughed very happily, and at the same time his heart was moved. Sigh. All right, little Tian, step back. He won't hurt me. Lin Ray pushed Lin Tian to the side and said with a smile. Before Lin Tian could ask why, Lin Ray directly walked to the scarlet tiger and sat on it. The scarlet tiger also obediently lay on the ground, making it easier for Lin Ray to sit on. Seeing the scene, Lin Tian was dumbfounded. He didn't think that his young master wouldn't be afraid of this demonic beast. Moreover, this demonic beast seemed to be very willing to let Lin Ray ride it. All right, let's hurry up and leave. If we can't find a town or village, then we can only stay in the wilderness. Lin Rei looked very unwilling to stay in the wilderness and waved his hand at Lin Tian. Oh. Lin Tian walked to the Scarlet Tiger's side. When Lin Rei pulled him, he could clearly feel Lin Tian trembling. Little Tian, don't be afraid. He is very obedient. In the future, you two have to get along well. Okay? Lin Li rapped the flaming tiger on the head, then said to him, don't worry. Roar. Under Lin Rei's body, the Scarlet Tiger cried out twice, and then turned its head to look at Lin Tian. It looked very mischievous. Hello, my name is Lin Tian. In the future, we should interact more. Lin Tian formally introduced himself to the Scarlet Flaming Tiger. If the Scarlet Flaming Tiger was a human, I believe that Lin Tian would have come up to shake hands with it. All right, let's hurry up and leave. Otherwise, we will really have to eat dirt tonight. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the Scarlet Tiger mustered all its strength and ran towards the west. In the distant forest mountain range, a familiar figure arrived on a flying sword. If Lin Rei was here, he would definitely recognize this person. This was the person who forced him to jump off the cliff and injured Hong Lian, Lu Feng. When Lu Feng arrived, he ran down from the sky and immediately arrived at the place where he left. What's going on? Why is there no one here? After arriving here, Lu Feng found traces of his companions making a fire here and wanted to search around. Coincidentally, there were some places where Lin Rei killed people. Lu Feng walked while observing. At this time, Lu Feng smelled a trace of blood, so he quickened his pace and quickly arrived at the place where the smell of blood was strong. At first glance, 6 or 7 of his companions were lying on the ground. Their corpses were already stiff. Seeing this scene, Lu Feng cried. These were his brothers who had followed him through life and death. Although he was usually strict with them, but this was not enough to overcome their brotherhood. How could this be? Lu Feng was like a madman. His mouth kept muttering this sentence. His eyes were lifeless, as if a gust of wind would blow him away. After a long time, Lu Feng woke up. His eyes were filled with pain. At this moment, he knew that since these people were dead, then the other people were probably dead as well. But what troubled him was that he didn't know who killed them after he left. He thought that it was the elders of the sect, Yin Feng and the others, and that there was an internal conflict between them, but he didn't think that it was Lin Rei who jumped off the cliff. When Lu Feng saw these people's corpses, Lin Rei's figure flashed in his mind, but he quickly eliminated that possibility. I don't care who you are. I will definitely find you and make you suffer. Lu Feng roared at the sky. After venting his anger, he dug a hole and buried the corpses in front of him. Sigh, this is a great loss. I don't know what the Great Elder will do. After Lu Feng finished what he should and shouldn't have done, he hurriedly flew back to the Sect on his flying sword. Lin Rei, who was heading west, naturally didn't know about this. If Lin Rei knew about this, he would probably laugh himself to death. Young master, this young man seems to have a village. Why don't we stay there tonight? Right now, Lin Tian, who was sitting on the back of the flaming tiger, excitedly pointed out the village to Lin Li. And, okay, let's get down, otherwise, I'm afraid that riding on the tiger will scare them. After saying that, Lin Rei directly jumped down, and so did Lin Tian. As for the tiger, it didn't want to be in the system, but it had no choice but to obediently return to its nest. Let's go. After saying that, Lin Rei led Lin Tian to the village. The village was very close, and after walking for a while, Lin Rei and the others arrived at the village. At this time, a small child ran in front of Lin Rei and shouted at Lin Rei, "Who are you? What do you want to do in our village?" Hearing this, Lin Rei smiled and looked at this child. He was very cute, chubby, and most importantly, there were still milk stains on the corner of the child's mouth. Little brother, tell us this is a village, and if there are any empty rooms here, if you tell Big Brother will give you this to eat. Okay? After saying that, Lin Rei took out a chicken leg from his bag. The smell was very fragrant. After looking at it, the child pursed his lips and finally couldn't resist the temptation and opened his mouth. This is Xiang Village. We're the only village in a radius of 100 li. As for the place to live, I don't know, but there's a house there. It seems like no one lives in it, but there's a little beggar inside." The child's mouth was full of meat and vaguely pointed to Lin Ray. Lin Ray looked as far as the eye could see. There was only a small thatched house, and there was nothing else. "Okay, child, you go play." After saying that, Lin Ray directly left and walked towards the thatched house at the side. Just as he arrived at the door, Lin Ray felt that something was wrong. The aura in the room was very weak. So Lin Ray quickly walked in and saw a scene that Lin Ray would never forget in his life. He saw a very thin child curled up in the corner, looking very pitiful. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray's nose turned sour, and he almost cried. Chapter 34. Linley hurriedly stepped forward, not caring if the child was dirty or not. He pulled the child into his arms. Lin Tian, who was watching from the side, didn't stop him. If it were him, he would have done the same. When Lin Ray held the child, he could see that the child's face was very pale. Moreover, there was a scar on the child's face. The child's body was shivering and looked very cold. Looking at the child, Lin Ray couldn't help but shed tears. "Young master, I'll go outside and find some hot water as well as some wild beasts. You'll get hungry just by looking at the child." Hearing Toad's words, Lin Ray looked up and smiled. "Go and get some water. As for wild beasts, try to make them into pheasants. This way, they can be digested faster and can also be used to nourish the body." "All right, I understand." After saying that, Lin Tian went outside. Seeing Lin Tian go out, Lin Ray looked down at the child in his arms. For a moment, he was reluctant to let go of the child. If Lin Ray's soul's age was taken into account, then he should already have a child. AI, this world isn't as good as the 21st century. At the very least, there aren't such pitiful children. At the very least, there are orphanages. Lin Ray used the primal chaos scripture's aura to warm the child's body. Slowly, it began to take effect. Cough, cough. A coughing sound came from the child's mouth. Lin Ray quickly patted the child's back to calm him down. Time passed by quickly. Lin Ray, who hadn't been here for long, saw that the sky outside was already dark. Lin Ray quickly took out some clothes from the space and placed them under the child's body. Then he went to the side and made a fire. For a moment, the dark room was lit up. Lin Ray is busy cleaning up. The originally messy and dirty room became a lot cleaner. The room also didn't have any scandals. This is much better. It would be strange if he didn't get sick after living here for a long time. Looking at the tidy room, Lin Ray felt a lot more comfortable. Then he walked to the child's side and hugged him, letting him sleep on his body. Jia, a Lin Tian walked in from outside the door with a hand full of pheasants. His face was covered in dust, but there was still a trace of a smile on his face. He was very handsome. "I'm back. Yes, the harvest was not bad. I caught 4 pheasants and 3 rabbits. There was even one that hadn't grown up yet. It was very cute, so I caught it and brought it back. This child will be able to play with it." Hearing Lin Tian's words, Lin Ray smiled, as if he was saying that Lin Tian had done a good job. "All right, you can leave it there. I'll make it later. Also, I'll make something for the child to drink." As he spoke, Lin Ray placed the child on his clothes. He stood up and took the rabbit and pheasant from Lin Tian's hands and walked outside. Young master also knows how to cook?" Lin Tian followed Lin Ray with a suspicious look. However, when he saw Lin Ray's culinary skills, he was stunned for a moment. "I'll just use some of that." Originally, Lin Ray planned to use water to make chicken soup for the child. However, after thinking about it, the effect wasn't very obvious. So, Lin Ray took out a bottle of spiritual liquid that he collected in the cave and poured it into the pot. For a moment, the whole chicken was shining. Lin Tian saw this scene and drooled, especially after seeing Lin Ray take out the bottle of water. "Young master, what is that water of yours?" Lin Tian, who didn't want to ask, couldn't help but ask. Lin Ray just smiled and didn't say anything. Then, he continued to cook. About an hour later, Lin Ray looked at the meat in the pot in front of him. Then he took out the elixir that he picked in the forest from Zodiac Jinren's spatial ring and put it in. For a moment, the pot was shining brightly and looked very tempting. Lin Ray picked up the spoon and took a sip. He smacked his lips and said good. Then, he took the pot and went inside. Sigh, how tired is this child to be able to sleep for so long? Lin Ray saw that the child lying there was still not awake. So he put down the pot and went to the child's side. He patted him gently and said, "Child, wake up. Wake up and eat." The child seemed to hear someone calling him to eat in his sleep, so he slowly opened his eyelids that didn't have the strength to lift up. He saw a young man squatting there and calling him. Who are you?" Hearing the child's voice, he was stunned at first. Then, he helped the child up and said to him, "Don't be afraid. I am not a bad person. I just passed by here and saw that you were sick, so I stayed to take care of you." When the child heard Lin Ray's words, his eyes that were originally lifeless turned into tears. He cried in a mess. Okay, don't cry. Hurry up and eat. Otherwise, with your small body, you will probably get sick." With that, Lin Ray carried the child to the front of the chicken soup. Then, he put him down and gave a bowl to the child. Looking at the bowl in front of him, the child swallowed his saliva. Then, he grabbed the bowl and crazily stuffed it into his mouth. Drink slowly. These are all yours. No one will snatch them." Looking at the child eating, Lin Ray knew that he must be hungry. He didn't care anymore. Instead, he silently watched from the side. After a long time, the child ate the entire chicken by himself. This made Lin Ray very surprised. Sometimes, when he saw the child's small body, he couldn't believe it. Now that you have drunk and eaten, can you tell me your name and your parents?" When Lin Ray said this, he regretted it. After talking about the death of the child's parents, the child's eyes obviously darkened. It could be seen that they were either dead or abandoned. "Okay, then tell me your name. I can't keep calling you a child, right?" Linley hurriedly changed the topic, afraid that he would touch on the child's sore spot. If he did, it would be the same as tearing open a scar that had already healed and formed a blood scab. "I don't have a name. They all call me Little Beggar. As for my parents, I have never seen them. I don't want to see them. Since they gave birth to me and abandoned me, it proves that I don't have parents." When the child talked about his parents, his eyes were full of hatred. He even had the impulse to kill them. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray was shocked. "Then I'll give you a name, okay? That way, they won't call you Little Beggar anymore." Lin Ray felt that this child and him were fated, so he said this to him. The child didn't speak, but the desire in his eyes was something that Lin Ray had never seen before. Really? The child's weak voice, in Lin Ray's eyes, was completely due to fear. He felt that there was no good person in the world. "Lin Wan Yu, call me Lin Wan Yu, okay?" Lin Ray said the name he thought of to the child. For a moment, you could see the joy on the child's face. It was something that came from the heart. It was the most basic expression of a person. "Thank you, big brother. I have a name. I will be called Lin Wan Yu from now on." The child jumped up and down, happily calling out his name. Seeing such an innocent child, Linley couldn't help but chuckle. "Host, if you want to keep her by your side, you can take her as your disciple. Her talent is top-notch, and she also has a dual attribute spirit root. One is fire, the other is wood. In the future, she can inherit your inheritance of alchemy." Suddenly, the system's voice sounded, and the information was what Lin Ray wanted to hear. For a moment, Lin Ray looked at Lin Wan Yu with even more doting eyes. Although she was only 14 years old, the age of her soul and body added together was more than 30 years old. "Okay, I will take her as my disciple today. In the future, you will be able to become a heaven's favored child." Thinking of this, Lin Ray became excited. Lin Ray, who had not smiled for a long time, finally showed a trace of a smile at this moment. This was not an easy thing to do. "Wan Yu, come." Lin Ray did as he said. He quickly waved to Lin Wan Yu and called her to his side. "What is it, big brother?" Lin Wan Yu, a bewildered look on her face, returned to Linley's side and asked in a soft voice, "Wan Yu, I want to take you as my disciple and bring you to a better place to live. I don't know if you are willing?" A scream came from Lin Wan Yu's mouth. Lin Ray frowned, thinking that she was unwilling. "It's okay. If you're not willing, I will give you some money so that you can live a life of glory and splendor. When Lin Ray spoke, there was a trace of disappointment in his tone, but he did not show it. Oh, no, no, I am willing. I just did not expect that you would take me in. Now you know. Besides, I like such a cute child. Hearing Lin Ray's words, the child cried, but she was crying with a smile. Okay, then hurry up and accept me as your master. As long as you accept me as your master, I will definitely make you the most dazzling existence in the entire universe. Even the yellow sky above will not be able to do anything to you. Lin Ray looked at Wanyu. When he spoke, his eyes were very firm. It was as if everything could be realized, but in reality, it really could be realized in the future. Yes. The child quickly knelt in front of Lin Ray and kowtowed 9 times. She respectfully said to Lin Ray, Disciple Wanyu, today I'm under Lin Ray's tutelage. In the future, I will abide by the rules and cultivate well. I will not ruin Master's reputation. If I go against my Master's words, I will fall into the underworld and die without a burial. After she finished speaking, the sky suddenly darkened. It was as if she had heard Wanyu's words and made a statement. Okay, get up. I don't have many requirements under my tutelage. I just hope that you can live peacefully or you can live the life you want. As long as you are comfortable, that is fine. When Lin Ray heard his disciple's words, he did not stop her. Instead, he spoke of his own thoughts. Yes, I understand, Master. After she finished speaking, Lin Wanyu came to Lin Ray's side and stood there. Okay, since you're a Master's disciple, then Master can't be stingy. After he said that, Lin Ray took out the marrow cleansing pill he had obtained from the novice gift pack and handed it to Lin Wanyu. Take this. However, I have to tell you in advance that eating this thing is very painful. You have to be mentally prepared. However, eating this thing has its benefits. It can allow you to enter a state of cultivation faster and increase your cultivation speed. Lin Ray took out the marrow cleansing pill and then clearly explained the benefits and disadvantages of the pill. He was afraid that if he did not explain clearly, Wanyu would suffer inhumane pain. He did not want to become a scammer like the system. Chapter 35. As for whether you eat it or not, it's up to you. Even if you don't eat it, I will find a way to increase your cultivation. Lin Ray didn't require Wanyu to eat the cleansing marrow pill. Instead, he let her choose. If she couldn't bear it, Lin Ray wouldn't be able to help her. Instead, he would only harm her. Master, I'll eat it. This sentence had already determined his determination to walk this path in the future. Seeing Wanyu's resolute expression, Lin Ray's eyes flashed with a trace of relief. Good. Since you've chosen to eat the cleansing marrow pill, I will protect you today. As he spoke, Linley gave the cleansing marrow pill to Lin Wanyu. Then, he went to the side and sat down cross-legged. Lin Wanyu did the same as Linley and placed the cleansing marrow pill into her mouth. Lin Wanyu, who had just swallowed it, let out a miserable scream. Linley hurriedly rushed to her side to check on her. Phew! Fortunately, it's not a big deal. Linley watched as Lin Wanyu's body trembled uncontrollably. From time to time, she would even cry out in pain. Linley's heart ached for her. Sigh, little you gotta hold on. As long as you can get through this, your future path of cultivation will definitely be smooth. Although Wanyu was the one who ate the pill, Lin Ray was also in pain. He didn't want Wanyu to suffer like this. Time passed quickly. Half an hour later, Wanyu's screams gradually stopped. Wanyu's body was covered in a layer of stinking, sticky substance. It looked very disgusting. Yes, Lin Ray came to Wanyu's side and saw that she had opened her eyes. Those lively eyes were even more beautiful than before. All right, little you. Since you're fine, you can get up. Let little Tion take you to take a bath. Look at your body. It's about to kill you. Then he pretended to pinch his nose as if it was very smelly. An ear-piercing scream came out of Lin Ray's mouth. Wanyu, who didn't care at first, relied on herself after hearing Lin Ray's words. Only then did she realize that there were many black and stinky things on her body. She couldn't help but scream. So, Lin Wanyu used an explosive power that was even stronger than usual and ran outside in order to wash off the things on her body. Lin Rei smiled and shook his head. He didn't say anything and sat back down cross-legged. Ding dong. Host, tomorrow is the day when the evil spirit breaks through the seal. Would you like to enter the mind and destroy the evil spirit? At this moment, the system's voice sounded. In an instant, Lin Rei's smiling face turned gloomy. It is time to settle everything. Additionally, Little Yu and Little Tian do not have any cultivation techniques at the moment. It is time to obtain that legacy. After that, Lin Rei summoned Dianwei and Bai Qi and asked them to guard the door. Nobody was allowed to enter without his permission. Dianwei and Bai Qi had been cultivating crazily since their injuries were healed. They had both reached the peak of the building foundation stage and were only one step away from the enlightening stage. Yes, young master, we'll definitely protect you. Dianwei and Bai Qi came to the door and stood on the left and right side of the door like door gods. System, let my soul enter the place where the evil spirit is imprisoned. Seeing that his safety had been taken care of, he hurriedly contacted the system. The system didn't say anything, and Lin Rei closed his eyes. At this moment, after he opened his eyes, everything that he had saved for had changed. The shabby door had turned into a sea of clouds that looked like clouds. Slowly, Linley flew into the air, flying towards the center of the sea of clouds. On the way, all Linley could see was his spiritual energy. At the center of the sea of clouds, Lin Rei saw that the evil spirit was lying lifelessly. System, let him go. I have to finish him as soon as possible. I don't have much time to waste here. All right, said Lin Feng. Hearing Lin Rei's words, all the clouds in the sea of clouds rolled, and the cage at the center was slowly opened. Haha, I'm finally out. As soon as the cage was opened, a fierce voice came out. Hearing the voice of the fiend spirit, Linley laughed slightly, his laughter filled with disdain. Not long after, the cage was completely opened, and a person stood up. He raised his head and looked at Lin Rei with eyes full of hatred. Boy, you're finally here. I've been waiting for you for a long time. At that time, I was careless and fell into your trap. This time, I must kill you and take over your body. At that time, all the secrets on your body will be mine. Hearing Huang Dao's words, Lin Rei's mouth showed a disdainful expression, and the killing intent in his eyes leaked out uncontrollably. I'll need to be alive to take it. After saying that, Lin Rei didn't talk nonsense with him, and in a flash, he rushed towards Huang Dao. You're half an ant, and you want to show off in front of me? You're simply courting death. Huang Dao's eyes showed disdain, and at the same time, he raised his hand and slapped towards Lin Rei. However, the next Huang Dao was stunned. How is this possible? How can you raise your cultivation to such a high level in such a short period of time? Originally, Huang Dao wanted to kill Lin Rei with one move, but when he came in contact with Lin Rei's fist, he felt a huge force coming from Lin Rei's fist and transmitted into his body. Immediately, his internal organs received heavy damage. Nothing is impossible. In my world, you're just an ant, so die. After saying that, Lin Rei walked up and grabbed Huang Dao, evil spirit's arm to suppress him, but at the same time, Lin Rei circulated his devouring power. What's going on? Why is my soul slowly disappearing? You don't. For a moment, Huang Dao, evil spirit, panicked. He was afraid. He didn't expect Lin Rei to have such a move. Do you think I'll let you go? For a moment, Lin Rei circulated his devouring power to the extreme, and the devouring power suddenly increased by several times. Slowly, Huang Dao, evil spirit's soul slowly dimmed. He looked at Lin Rei with fear in his eyes, but in the end, it was useless. 10 minutes later, when Huang Dao, evil spirit's soul completely dimmed, Lin Rei breathed a sigh of relief and completely relaxed. Originally, he planned to fight against Huang Dao, evil spirit, but the devouring power automatically circulated. This was something that Lin Rei didn't expect, He didn't think that the devouring power could even absorb soul power. Ding dong! Congratulations to host for absorbing Huang Dao, evil spirit's soul power. As a result, host's soul power has increased by 1 level. If host knows alchemy, host can immediately try to concoct mortal level pills. Ding dong! Host has received a reward for killing Huang Dao, evil spirit. Host can increase his cultivation by 2 levels, 100,000 experience points, and a set of sky purple veil set, a top-grade artifact, can be used for both offense and defense, and can withstand 3 attacks from original infant stage experts. Wow, how high is this old man's cultivation? Why does he have so many good things? For a moment, Lin Rei was excited. He didn't expect that killing Huang Dao, evil spirit, would increase his soul power and inadvertently become a mortal-level alchemist. It also gave Lin Rei a chance to increase his cultivation by 2 levels. Ding dong! Congratulations to host for completing 1/10 of the main mission. I hope that host can continue to work hard and nurture Wanyu, so that she can become the favored girl of the mysterious heavenly continent as soon as possible. Favored girl. Lin Rei was originally very happy, but when he heard the word favored girl of the mysterious heavenly continent, he was stunned. In an instant, he was stunned. Damn, it can't be. My disciple is actually a girl? Lin Rei was very puzzled. He had been taking care of Huang Dao, evil spirit, for such a long time, but he didn't know that Huang Dao, evil spirit, was a girl. Thinking of this, his face turned red. Ding dong! Congratulations to host for completing the main mission. You have successfully killed Huang Dao, evil spirit. Host will receive the real inheritance of Huang Dao, evil spirit. Do you accept? The system's voice came one after another, and all of them were things that Lin Rei needed. Accept. Okay, the inheritance of memories begins. As soon as the system finished speaking, Lin Rei felt that there were a lot of things in his mind. Those were the memories of Huang Dao, evil spirit's life, and a small part of his battle experience. But what made Lin Rei the most happy was the small part of his cultivation method. 10 minutes later, Huang Dao Master's inheritance finally came to an end. In the process of accepting the inheritance, Lin Li deleted all of his useless memories. He only left behind the experience of practicing cultivation techniques and combat experience. As for the other memories, Lin Li chose to forget. He thought that he was afraid that if he took away the memories of Huang Dao Master, it would affect his thinking. Ding dong! The inheritance has ended. Host is now the real owner of the storage ring. Later you can control all the things in the storage ring. After speaking, the system's voice disappeared, just like before. The most important thing now is to quickly promote my cultivation to the foundation establishment stage, and then use the opportunity to promote my cultivation to the peak of foundation establishment stage. This way I will be able to get a little closer to the main mission 1 year later. After speaking, Lin Rei immediately found a clean place to sit down, then took out a building foundation dan and swallowed it. Lin Rei already had experience, plus the 100,000 experience from killing the evil spirit. Lin Rei was already infinitely close to the foundation establishment stage. Now that he had eaten the building foundation dan, the imposing manner of his body became even more fierce, and with the digestion of the building foundation dan, Lin Rei's coercion was also getting stronger and stronger, and his cultivation was also slowly increasing. The spiritual energy in Lin Li's body was slowly turning into liquid at a very fast speed. However, Lin Li's spiritual energy was very impressive. Even if it was a side benefit, it would take at least a day for it to completely turn into liquid. Lin Rei, on the other hand, didn't know that when he was improving his cultivation, Wanyu, who was outside the door, came back and found 2 more people at the door. She hurriedly came up and spoke to Dianwei and Bai Qi at the door. Who are you? Why are you at my door? Where's my master? Dianwei saw Wanyu. He was stunned for a moment. Sometimes she would ask him about his master. He was even more confused. Little girl, who is your master? Dianwei recognized that Wanyu was a girl the moment he saw her. It's none of your business who my master is. With that, Wanyu quickly rushed to the door, but Dianwei and Bai Chi stopped her at the same time and said to Wan Yu with killing intent, "You can't enter. Our young master is cultivating inside, so please bear with it for a while. When our young master finishes his seclusion, he will definitely return the house to you." Chapter 36. No, I want to find my master. Seeing that the little girl was unwilling to move, Dianwei fixed Wan Yu with his spiritual power and put her down in a more comfortable place. Wan Yu, on the other hand, could only watch Dianwei and the others with tears in her eyes. However, it was useless in Dianwei's eyes. Nothing was more important than Lin Rei's life, so he chose to ignore it. Not just Wan Yu, even Lin Tian, who came back later, used the same method to put the two of them together. Lin Rei, who was cultivating in his room, had reached a critical juncture. He couldn't afford to make any mistakes. He hurriedly gathered all his energy and tried to break through the threshold of the building foundation stage with 100% of his spiritual energy. As time passed, the spiritual energy in Lin Rei's body was finally liquefied after a night of hard work. Well, there was only one drop left. Lin Rei was quite excited to see that. Phew! Now comes the critical moment. As long as I reach the building foundation stage, I'll be able to condense my divine sense. The last drop of spiritual energy was not to be underestimated, but it was also the essence of all spiritual energy. It took Lin Rei 3 hours to refine it. After a boom, a muffled sound came from Lin Rei's body. The spiritual energy in Lin Rei's body was liquefied, which meant that Lin Rei had reached the early stage of the building foundation stage. Lin Rei's face revealed a hint of joy. Dianwei and Bai Qi, who were outside the door, sensed the pressure from him. For a moment, both of them put on smiles in shock. However, what they didn't know was that it was just the beginning. System, use the opportunity to break through 2 levels right now. Okay, the moment he said that, Lin Rei's spiritual energy soared again, and his cultivation was gradually improved to the middle stage of the building foundation stage, the upper stage, and the peak. An hour later, Lin Rei relied on the opportunity of 2 breakthroughs and the residual effect of the building foundation pill in his body to raise his cultivation from the early stage of foundation establishment to the peak of the upper stage of foundation establishment. Lin Rei was very satisfied with this. If people outside knew about this, they would definitely have the impulse to kill him. When Lin Li broke through to the peak of foundation establishment, the range of his divine sense increased from its original range of 1,000 meters to 5,000 meters. Generally speaking, when an ordinary foundation establishment cultivator just broke through to the early foundation establishment stage, their divine sense would only have a range of 500 meters. Even at the peak of foundation establishment, their divine sense would only have a range of 3,000 meters. But Lin Li's divine sense just so happened to be several times larger than theirs. If someone had sensed the ball of liquid within Lin Li's body, they would definitely have been shocked, because the amount of energy contained within that ball of liquid was more than 10 times that of ordinary foundation establishment cultivators. This was inconceivable. When Lin Rei released his spiritual sense, he immediately saw that Wan Yu and Little Tian were stopped. It was time. Lin Rei hurriedly withdrew his spiritual sense, stood up, and walked to the door. Jia, Dianwei, and Bai Qi saw that the door, which had been closed for a day, opened. They knew that their young master must have come out, so they hurriedly stood aside and looked at the door respectfully. The moment Lin Rei came out, he hurriedly walked towards Wan Yu and Lin Tian. Wan Yu and Lin Tian also saw Lin Rei walking towards them. For a moment, Wan Yu looked at Lin Rei with pitiful eyes, almost crying. When he came to Wan Yu and Lin Tian, Lin Rei waved his hand, and the energy that imprisoned them disappeared without a trace. Dianwei and Bai Qi were shocked to see this. They knew that they were at the peak of the foundation establishment realm. If Lin Rei wanted to release them, he had to be at the peak of the foundation establishment realm or higher. Therefore, they looked at each other and nodded, as if they knew something. "Are you all right?" Lin Rei asked Wan Yu and Lin Tian with concern. At the same time, he looked apologetic. He told them to inform them about Lin Tian and Wan Yu after Dianwei's death. "We're fine, young master. The two of them hurriedly stood up and looked at Dianwei and Bai Qi behind Lin Rei in confusion. "Oh, I forgot to introduce them to you. They are all my subordinates and will live together in the future. Yesterday, I felt that I was about to make a breakthrough, so I asked them to protect me. However, I was in a hurry and didn't have time to tell them about you. That's why you're here today." Seeing Lin Tian and Wan Yu's expression, Lin Rei knew that they were still brooding about what happened yesterday. "Okay, I forgot to tell them. Just this once. Don't do it again, okay?" Seeing his disciple's sullen face, Lin Rei immediately surrendered. Lin Rei was speechless. Master, don't be like this. I've been freezing here for a whole night. Don't you have anything to say?" Hearing that, Lin Rei understood. Therefore, he took out the suit he just got today and gave it to Wan Yu. "Here, put on quickly. It's good stuff. It can resist the cold and the heat. Most importantly, it can withstand 3 palm strikes from high-level cultivators." "Oh, really?" Then, when he took the suit and put it on in surprise, then she dripped a drop of blood on it, which was a simple acknowledgement of ownership. "Okay, it's yours from now on. As long as you don't cut off the connection, nobody can take it away from you. Now, you're not mad at me anymore, right?" Seeing that his disciple liked the suit so much, Lin Rei hurried over and said to Wan Yu with a smile, "Okay, I'll let you go this time. If you don't listen to me, you must tell your subordinates not to tie me up again. Okay, I'll be careful in the future." With that, Lin Rei led them to the room. "Okay, let's do it. We're going to continue our journey to the Danzong Sect. So let's pack up and get ready to set off." Sitting there, Lin Rei said to Dianwei and the others. Dianwei stood up and put away the clothes of Lin Rei and the others. He packed very quickly, and there were only a few clothes left. "Okay, Wan Yu and Xiao Tian will follow me later. Dianwei and Bai Qi, you two will fly on your swords." "Okay." Lin Rei divided them into groups and set off for the west. Before they set off, Wan Yu had the same reaction as Lin Tian when she saw the flaming tiger. But the difference was that one wanted to protect Lin Rei, while the other hid behind Lin Rei out of fear. On the way, when Linley had some free time, he picked out the cultivation methods that he had obtained from the ecliptic Taoist master and gave them to Wan Yu and Tian Tian. They were also very diligent. On the way, their crazy cultivation made Linley very surprised. In addition to Linley's medicinal pills, within a month's time, Lin Tian's cultivation level was forcefully raised to the peak of the 9th level of Qi Disciple. As for Wan Yu, because her talent was very good and she also had 2 types of spiritual roots, her cultivation speed was naturally very fast. Her cultivation level reached the 4th level of Qi Disciple. When Lin Tian saw this scene, he was speechless. They were getting closer and closer to the Danzong Sect. Just a few days ago, they had arrived at the Western continent. They learned that the Danzong Sect was a first-ranked sect in the West and was located in the Tianqi Prefecture. "Okay, everyone be careful. This is the Xianxi Prefecture. Hide your cultivation and try to keep a low profile. Don't cause trouble, but we are not afraid of trouble. Do you understand?" Lin Rei and the others came to the gate of the Xianxi Prefecture and told Lin Tian and the others. Yes, master, young master." After that, Lin Rei led them into the Tianqi Prefecture. However, they were stopped at the gate. "Everyone, please wait a moment. Looking at your faces, I don't know if any of you have a residence permit for the Celestial Lake County. If you do, you may enter. If you don't, please hand it over. If you don't, you will be able to pass. You will be able to obtain a permanent residence permit." Upon hearing this, Linley immediately took out 50 spirit stones and handed them to the guard. "Can we go in now?" Linley looked at the guard as he spoke. "Ah, yes, please come in." Hearing the guard's words, Linley's group walked in. Upon entering the city, they saw a scene of peace and tranquility. Everywhere, there were small vendors selling everything. They sold food, toys, jewelry, training supplies. There was a dazzling lineup. Seeing this, Wan Yu's excitement was almost uncontrollable. If it weren't for Linley's presence, she would have immediately rushed up and looted everything. Haha, okay, you can go in. But take Dianwei with you. If you are in danger, he can protect you. Seeing the look in his apprentice's eyes, Lin Ray knew what she was thinking. He sighed inwardly. No matter where they were, women were born with shopping genes. Oh, really? Wanya was quite surprised. So, she said goodbye to Lin Ray and ran to the crowd with Dianwei. Haha, you are indeed a child. Let's go to an inn and order some food and wine. Let's sit and wait for them. As he talked, Lin Ray walked to an inn in the city. Very soon, Lin Ray found the best inn in the city after asking a few people. What would you like to eat, young master? At this moment, Lin Ray had hardly arrived at the inn when a waiter came to Lin Ray and asked, Yes, first, show us where there are windows. Then, bring us some of your signature dishes. Lastly, bring us a few pots of wine. Linley listed out all the things he wanted to eat and drink in one go, so that he could sit down as soon as possible. He didn't want to just stand there. Okay, we do have such a place, and it's the last one in the inn. Please follow me. As he spoke, the waiter led Linley's group to a table with a window, where they sat down and waited for their food to arrive. Hey, had you heard? I heard that the House of Thousands of Treasures will hold an auction tomorrow, and there will be a lot of good things. I heard that the most valuable one is the alchemy furnace of Elixir King, Su Muron from 1,000 years ago, the treasure furnace of 10,000 beasts. Alas, who doesn't know about it? It has been known in Tianchi County for a long time. You don't have to tell me. Chapter 37. Yes, the auction. When Linley heard what the people around him were discussing, his eyes lit up and he smiled. Bai Qi, why don't we go there tomorrow? Who knows, we might be able to get something useful. Sure, Bai Qi did not object to Lin Ray's suggestion. Instead, he agreed. Hee, this is going to be fun. Lin Ray's eyes lit up when he heard the two of them discussing the alchemy furnace. He decided that he must get it. All right, let's eat quickly. After we finish eating, we can rest well and prepare for tomorrow's event. After he finished speaking, Linley didn't say another word. Instead, he lowered his head and ate furiously. When he couldn't swallow anymore, he would take a big gulp of wine. The people around him were speechless. The meal was finished in no time, with the two of them devouring everything. Let's go to the room and rest for a while. After that, you can go and find them. Lin Ray walked towards the waiter as he spoke. Waiter, I want to stay here for a while. Give us 5 of the best rooms. Okay. Sir, please follow me. The waiter happily led Lin Ray to the room when he heard Lin Ray's words. Sir, our rooms are very comfortable. I guarantee that you will feel comfortable staying here. The waiter kept talking on the way back to the room. He did not stop talking. Waiter, why don't you tell me about the Danzong Sect? Lin Ray changed the topic to the Danzong Sect when he saw the waiter talking nonstop. He did not want to continue listening to the waiter's nonsense. Oh, sir, are you talking about the Danzong Sect in the Western continent? The waiter's eyes lit up when he heard Lin Ray's words. He was interested. Yes, that's right. I want to know what are the requirements to join the Danzong Sect. Is there anything I should pay attention to? Oh, so you came to the Western region to join the Danzong Sect. Then you really came at the right time. In a few days, the Danzong Sect will hold a large-scale disciple recruitment that is held once every 10 years. Moreover, the Danzong Sect is very famous in the Western region. The Danzong Sect is also a sect that has been passed down for tens of thousands of years. However, ever since that incident, the Danzong Sect has gradually declined. Oh, what do you mean? Hearing Lin Ray's words, the waiter hurriedly looked left and right, afraid that someone would hear what he was about to say. I heard that a few years ago, there was an elder who brought many disciples to the Forbidden Zone. In the end, none of them returned. After disappearing for a year, all the disciples' soul tablets, including the elders, said that the time had shattered. As the waiter spoke, a sense of fear appeared in his eyes. Oh, then what does this have to do with the Daxing recruitment? When Lin Ray heard this, his eyes were filled with shock. He never thought that the Danzong Sect elders who brought disciples to the Forbidden Zone would all die. This was very inconceivable. Of course it is. Ever since that incident, the Danzong Sect's overall strength has greatly declined. In the past few years, they have been oppressed by many other sections. If it weren't for the fact that the Danzong sect could refine pills, they would have been destroyed long ago. At this point, a trace of pity flashed through the waiter's eyes. Oh, so that's how it is. Hearing this, Lin Rei finally understood the whole story. After listening to the waiter's words, Lin Rei felt that the Danzong sect's waters were very deep. It was not as simple as the waiter had said. All right, sir, I've said too much today. Originally, I couldn't tell you these things, but I can see that you don't want to be a bad person. There's no end to it. As he spoke, Lin Rei was brought to his residence by the waiter. Sir, take the door sign and don't lose it. Here are the keys to the other 4 rooms. After speaking, the waiter stuffed all the keys into Lin Rei's hands. Today, I'm very satisfied with your performance. Take this as revenge for telling me stories today. As he spoke, Lin Rei took out a middle-grade spirit stone from the yellow down master's ring and handed it to the waiter. Sir, I can't accept this. Telling you stories is my good fortune. I can't even ask for your reward. However, although the waiter said such words, his eyes were staring at the spirit stone in Lin Rei's hand. Okay, I said it's for you. If you don't want it, then I can only throw it away. As he spoke, Lin Rei's hand was ready to throw it outside, but the waiter was anxious. Don't, I want it. In this way, Lin Rei gave the spirit stone to the waiter and left. Lin Rei also went to the room and went to the bed to cultivate. After a while, Wan Yu's laughter and Lin Tian's voice came from outside the door. Come in, the door is not locked. Knowing that they were going to come in, Lin Rei's spiritual awareness saw them at the door and let them come in directly. Hey, master, look what good things your disciple bought today. When Wan Yu came in, she was carrying a lot of things in her hand. There was food, there was makeup, clothes, and even hairpins and jewelry. Wan Yu, these things will not be useful in the future. It's useless to buy them. Looking at the things his disciple bought, Lin Rei was very helpless. Looking at Wan Yu, he was very happy, but Lin Rei still couldn't help but hit her. Why? Wan Yu froze for a moment and quickly asked Lin Rei. When we cultivate to a certain extent, we don't know how many years it will take. No one looks at these things you bought. You will forget about it after some time. You say, do you still need to buy these things? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Wan Yu's face obviously did not have the previous happy feeling. However, it can still be used now, but you don't want to waste the time of cultivation. In the end, Lin Rei was not too strict with Wan Yu. Wan Yu's age was still too young. Okay, I got it. Wan Yu, who was originally unhappy, was reignited with happiness. The happy expression on her face was very cute. Okay, you all go back to your rooms. Tomorrow morning, we will go to the local auction house and see if there is anything we want. With that, Lin Rei gave them their things, and then they all left his room. It seems that I have to give Wan Yu more thought in the future. Otherwise, she won't realize that she has already walked on a path of no return. Lin Rei had a distressed expression. He looked very unwilling, but there was no other way. The law of the world was like this. The weak were prey to the strong. Those without strength would eventually be treated as prey. Lin Rei sighed, and then closed his eyes to cultivate. In the process of cultivation, the night passed just like that. Dong, 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 dong. Lin Rei, who was washing up, heard a series of knocks on his door. It was time. Lin Rei frowned. He was very annoyed with people disturbing him. If he was cultivating now, then it would be terrible. Jia. Lin Rei came to the door with a gloomy face and opened it. Only a small head came in from outside the door. Master, what time is it? The auction is about to start. An anxious voice came out of that person's mouth. Wan Yu, can you not randomly knock on the door in the future? Fortunately, Master is washing up inside. If Master was cultivating and was disturbed by you, Master would have long gone mad. Lin Rei didn't give Wan Yu a good look, because it was related to the future. He couldn't always control her like this. If he spoiled her like this, he would definitely suffer losses in the future. Oh, I see. Seeing Lin Rei's expression, Wan Yu knew that she was in trouble today, so she obediently went to the side and didn't say a word. Well, let's go to the auction. Lin Rei didn't coax Wan Yu, but directly said to Lin Tian, Bai Qi, and Dianwei. Yes, young master. Hearing today's words, the three answered in unison. Seeing Lin Ray go out, Dianwei came to Wan Yu's side. Little miss, you really made a mistake today. If it were someone else, he would have come to kill you. He wouldn't have the time to scold you here. Oh, I see. I won't do it again. Hearing Dianwei's words, Wan Yu nodded, her eyes full of guilt. Well, let's go. I believe young master won't blame you. After that, he led Wan Yu to follow behind Linley. They didn't say anything. They just followed behind him. House of Treasures, haha, how arrogant. How dare you use this name? When Linley arrived at the auction house, he raised his head and saw the name of the auction house. For a moment, he laughed. He didn't think that this auction house would dare to use such a name. Generally speaking, as long as a shop had such a name, it would have everything it wanted. However, Linley didn't believe that this was the case. Let's go in and see if there are any treasures in this house of treasures, he said to Jianwei and the others. Then he stepped into the house of treasures. Stop. Do you have an invitation? Lin Ray, who came to the door of the house of treasures, was stopped by a man dressed as a doorman, who asked for an invitation. Oh, you need a door pass? But I don't have one. Hearing the doorman's words, Lin Ray was angry. Why couldn't he enter without a door pass? Sorry, we don't welcome paupers here. You'd better find another place. As he spoke, the doorman had a look of disdain on his face. But in Linley's eyes, this was a suicidal act. Ha, pauper, A burst of laughter came from Lin Ray's mouth, which attracted the attention of the people around him. Humph, what a snob. Just because I'm not wearing gorgeous clothes, I'm rejected thousands of miles away. Does that mean I'm pauper? If so, I can only say that this house of treasures is not good. Hearing this, the doorman blushed. Sometimes he saw the people around him pointing at him. Seeing this scene, the doorman was angry. Who do you think you are? How dare you criticize me? With that, the doorman raised his hand and slapped Lin Ray. Humph, you're courting death. Is my young master someone a slave like you can touch? A furious roar came from Dianwei, who was behind Lin Ray. Dianwei released his cultivation and also raised one hand, but the difference was that Dianwei's hand was at the peak of the foundation establishment realm. He slapped at the doorman. Chapter 38. Bang! Kacha, kacha! The sound of bones breaking could be heard from the doorman's arm. Ah! A scream came out of the doorman's mouth. His body kept falling backward. His eyes were filled with fear. At the same time, there was an expression of disbelief, as if none of this was possible. Hee, are you still calling me a pauper now? Lin Ray slowly walked to the front of the doorman. He said to him with a hint of disdain, You actually dare to injure me. Do you know that I am the doorman of the House of Thousand Treasures? Offending me is equivalent to slapping the House of Thousand Treasures in the face. Before the doorman could finish speaking, Linley grabbed him by the neck with one hand and lifted him up. He walked towards the main hall of the House of Thousand Treasures. Sigh, another one seeking death. He wants to cause trouble for the House of 10,000 Treasures with such a low cultivation level. I can't live on him for long. That's right. Let's go in and watch the show. Let's see how this young man will die. Yes, hurry up. A group of onlookers couldn't wait to enter the House of 10,000 Treasures. They wanted to see what Linley would do to the people from the House of 10,000 Treasures. As Linley walked into the main hall, the gazes of everyone in the hall were focused on Linley. Who is it? Who is it that wants to cause trouble in our House of 10,000 Treasures? This is a very strong man. He came out and was mumbling. Humph, another one has come to court death. Let me meet you. When Bai Chi saw the look in Linley's eyes, he walked towards the muscular man who had just arrived. Humph, so it's you bastards who are causing trouble in our 10,000 treasure house. As he spoke, Un's eyes caught sight of the doorman in Lin Ray's hand. At that moment, the anger on his face was undisguised. Humph, you're courting death. After seeing the miserable state of the doorman, the muscular man rushed towards Bai Chi. The muscular man's fist carried a terrifying might, but in Bai Chi's eyes, it was only the size of an ant. Bai Chi could only see Bai Chi's fist collide with it. Pung! The outcome was decided after one move. The brawny man fell backward like a pile of garbage. Bang! The burly man's body sat on the platform. In an instant, a large hole appeared, and the burly man's entire body sank into it. Oof. Even an ant dares to challenge Zheng Hui of Sun and Moon. The corners of Bai Chi's mouth curled into a disdainful expression. After curling his lips, he walked towards Lin Rei. Well done. Lin Rei nodded towards Bai Chi, then revealed a sharp gaze towards the front. There was already a group of people here. The leader was a very beautiful girl, and behind her was a group of terrifying people. Lin Rei could feel from the fluctuations emitted from their bodies that their cultivations were above Anidia, or even higher. Young master, I wonder if our 10,000 treasure house's hospitality is lacking, or are you deliberately looking for trouble? When the girl in the lead saw Lin Rei, she opened her mouth and spoke. Her tone was as if he had to answer, and she looked very domineering. Lin Rei was also vigilant. His body was very tense, and he was already prepared to fight at any time. That's not necessary. Besides, I don't have the time to waste here. Oh, then why are you here? Moreover, you're holding the doorman of our 10,000 treasure house. Do you have an explanation for this? I'll have to ask your 10,000 treasure house. When doing business, you have to look at what the customer is wearing. If it's bright clothes, you'll be a distinguished guest. If it's not, you'll be a pauper. Is this the rule of your 10,000 treasure house? Lin Rei used the most concise words to reply. Often, such concise words can make people speechless. The girl only made a sound of acknowledgement, then looked at the doorman in Lin Rei's hand, her eyes filled with killing intent. Speak, what's going on? This sentence scared the doorman in Lin Rei's hand, causing him to tremble, as if he was very afraid. Gulp! The doorman swallowed his saliva in fright. His face was very pale. Even when Lin Rei hit him, he did not have such a reaction. But now that the young lady had said this, things were clearly different. Lin Li's view of the young lady was now completely different. And miss, it's not like that. It's not like that. I saw that he didn't have an invitation. So At this point, the doorman was completely speechless because he saw the girl's face, which was so gloomy that it could drip water. That's great. I didn't think that our 10,000 treasure house would have such a dog relying on its master's power. Who recruited this person? When the girl heard the first half of the doorman's sentence, she was already certain that Lin Rei's words were basically correct. Thus, she turned her head and asked the group of old men and middle-aged men behind her. Her tone was very cold. Miss, I'm the one who recruited him. This is... A middle-aged man timidly stepped forward. His face was filled with fear, and his body was trembling nonstop. So it's Deacon Wong. No wonder he can rely on his master's power like that. I didn't think that he would have someone like you watching him from behind. The girl spoke to Deacon Wong with a trace of ridicule and disdain. Her eyes stared straight at him, as if she wanted to strangle him to death immediately. All right, I don't want to hear anything else. I'll leave his person to you. As for how to deal with him, you know what to do. As for you, just go to the family's law enforcement hall and accept your punishment. After that, the girl didn't waste any more time and directly walked to Lin Rei, looking at Lin Rei with curiosity in her eyes. Sir, I'm really sorry for what happened just now. It was our 10,000 treasure house's disrespect to you that led to this. I'd like to apologize to you and ask for your forgiveness. In order to show our sincerity, we can make an exception and let you and your servants enter the VIP room on the second floor to wait for the following auction. What do you think? Yes, that's fine. I misunderstood your 10,000 treasure house. In order to show my sincerity, I'd like to make a deal with you. However, we can only talk about this in a quiet place. As he spoke, Lin Li swept the surrounding people with his gaze. Seeing this, the young woman immediately understood. She hurriedly stretched out her hand and gestured towards Lin Li, inviting him to enter. Let's go, Lin Rei said to Jian Wei and the others behind him, and slowly followed the girl to the second floor. I still don't know what your surname is. Can you tell me? Hearing the girl's words, Lin Rei stood for a while, but in the end, he still told her his name. My surname is Lin Rei, and my name is Lin Ray. Oh, Lin Ray? I've never heard of you. Where are you from, and where is your family? Why haven't I heard of the Lin family before? Hearing Lin Ray's words, the girl quickly scanned through all the families in the West in her mind, but to her disappointment, she didn't find any. Well, I'm not from the West. As for where I'm from in my family, I don't think I need to tell you. Lin Ray didn't tell her his family, not because he was afraid that the girl would take revenge on the Lin family, but because there was no need to, because he felt that ever since he left the Lin family, there was no need to treat himself as a member of the Lin family. Oh, okay. Then I won't ask. Come in. As he spoke, Linley was brought to an empty room. As soon as he entered the room, Linley could clearly sense that the spiritual energy here was much denser than the spiritual energy outside. Looking at the decorations in the room, although Linley didn't recognize any of them, he could sense that every single one of them was very precious and not an ordinary item. Oh, there's a level 2 chi gathering formation in this room, so the spirit energy inside is twice as dense as outside. Young Master Lin doesn't need to be surprised. After hearing the girl's words, Lin Ray felt relieved. He had read about chi gathering formations in novels before, so Lin Ray wasn't too surprised when he heard the girl's words. Come, young master, please sit. What kind of deal does young master want to make with me? The girl made a flirtatious gesture, then sat down with her legs crossed. She picked up a fruit from the table and ate it. I don't know if your precious house accepts cinnabar fruits. With just this sentence, the girl who had just sat down stood up in shock. She looked at Lin Ray with fiery eyes, as if she was looking at treasure. Miss, please conduct yourself with dignity. Cough, cough, that young Master Lin really has cinnabar fruits. When the girl heard Lin Ray's words, she realized that she had lost her composure. She quickly sorted out her emotions and asked Lin Ray. Yes, I do have them, but not many, only 2. I found them by a coal pond when I was out training. At that time, there was a large python with meat legs guarding it. Seeing the girl so excited, Lin Ray decided to only take out 2. This was because he could see from the girl's eyes that the cinnabar fruits were very valuable. Oh, there are 2 more. That's great. Saying this, the girl jumped up. She looked very cute, but Lin Ray knew that she wasn't simple. To be able to have a group of cultivators who had surpassed Anidia as her bodyguards, she must be a very, very powerful disciple. Young master, please entrust the 2 cinnabar fruits to our 10,000 treasure house to auction. We don't need any money in the middle, and all the money from the auction can be given to young master. However, there is one condition. I hope that young master can sell one of the cinnabar fruits to me privately. I can buy it for twice the price of the first cinnabar fruit. Seeing the resolute look on the young lady's face, Linley was moved. Okay, but you have to protect my information. You can't tell anyone else about it. Linley agreed, and then spoke of the concerns he had in his heart. Young master, please don't worry. Even if you don't say it, we will keep it a secret for you. This is the rule of our 10,000 treasure house. The girl revealed a confident expression as she looked at Lin Ray. It was as if Lin Ray was worrying too much. Chapter 39. Since that's the case, then our deal is done, Lin Ray said to the girl, then took out the cinnabar fruit from his storage space. After a while, a wave of spiritual energy was emitted from the red fruit in Lin Ray's hand. It really is the cinnabar fruit, and it's even 1,000 years old. The girl became even more excited when she saw the cinnabar fruit. She didn't expect Lin Ray's cinnabar fruit to be 1,000 years old. She originally thought that it would at most be 100 years old. The girl didn't hesitate. She took out a jade box from her storage ring and placed the cinnabar fruit inside. Young Master Lin, please keep this token. In the future, if you have any good things, you can auction them at 1,000 Treasure House. Or, if you have something you want to buy, this token will give you a 10% discount. As she spoke, the young lady pulled out a very ancient-looking medallion from her bosom and handed it over to Linley. Just by looking at the surface of the medallion, one could tell that it was no ordinary medallion. Okay, Lin Ray replied, then took the token and threw it into his storage ring. Seeing this, the girl's face showed a trace of displeasure, but she hid it well. Then, I won't disturb young Master Lin. The auction is about to start. I still have to put the cinnabar fruit in, so I won't disturb you." With that, the girl walked out the door alone. Lin Ray looked at the girl's back and didn't say anything. Instead, he looked at the stage in the hall. "Okay, I've made everyone wait. Next, it's my turn to auction. I'm the gold medal auctioneer of Thousand Treasure House, Wan Ling Er." The one on the stage was an incomparably enchanting woman. Moreover, the most eye-catching part of her was her exposed thighs. Not only were her legs beautiful, but her appearance was also at the level of causing the downfall of a country. "Hey, Miss Ling Er, hurry up and start. We've been waiting here for a long time." A very dissatisfied voice came from below the arena, but the tone was heavy and had a trace of lewdness. "All right, I won't be long-winded. Let's start with the first auction item. This is something we collected from the central region of the continent. Its owner was once a powerhouse with a very high cultivation. However, due to other reasons, it fell into the hands of our house of myriad treasures. Now, let's welcome our first auction item tonight, the Water Spirit Armor. It's the highest grade item that our house of 10,000 treasures has auctioned in recent years. It's a high-grade artifact, and the base price is mid-grade spirit stones. Jia Jia feeds at 50,000 spirit stones each time. After he finished speaking, the crowd below the stage boiled with excitement. For them, a medium-grade treasure weapon was already the defining treasure of a great family. Hearing that all of the items being auctioned were high-grade treasures, how could they not be envious? 200,000. A tall middle-aged man stood up and shouted towards the stage. Whoosh! Because of the man's shout, everyone was fired up. Everyone began to fight over the armor. The 200,000 from a man became 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. Finally, among the many competitors, there was someone who wanted the armor, and it became 900,000. Okay, 900,000, 900,000. Wan Ling looked down and saw that no one was shouting, so she happily said, 900,000 going once, 900,000 going twice, 900,000 going thrice. Bang! Good. Then this armor belongs to our number 31. Finished speaking, an attendant came up from the side and took the armor from the stage and gave it to the auctioneer. At this time, Lin Ray, who was watching from the second floor, had a playful look in his eyes as the corner of his mouth slightly curled. It's only a broken treasure, yet it's worth so much. Actually, as soon as he had taken out the armor, Linley had already known that it was a damaged armor. The power it could unleash was, at most, a low-grade elemental artifact. Wan Yu, is there anything you like? If there is, then tell Master, and Master will buy it for you. Also, you guys, if you like something, then tell me. Lin Ray suddenly thought of something and turned his head to the people behind him and said, Oh yes, I understand, Master, young Master. Good, then next, let's welcome our second auction item. If the first item is the one with the best defense, then the second item is the one with the highest attack. As he spoke, a person holding a long sword came up from the backstage. If one took a closer look, they would be able to see that the person holding the sword was trembling all over. His face was extremely pale, and he looked very unwell. It was as if he was suffering from a serious illness. Ding dong, discovered a sealed Devil Realm magic artifact around the host. In Devil Realm, it's not really a Devil Realm. It's just a space created by a few Devil Kings from the Devil Realm. Then they multiplied here until now, so the people in the Tianxian continent call it the Devil Realm. However, the Devil Realm really does exist. It's just not here, but in a higher plane. Seeing Lin Ray's blank face, the system told him about the Devil Realm. After listening, Lin Ray's face relaxed. Buy it. Maybe it will be of great use in the future. Then, Lin Ray's eyes looked at the Devil Realm treasure on the stage outside. His eyes did not leave it, as if he was determined to win it. Good. Next is the auction's second auction item. It's a treasure. As for its level, I don't know. Anyway, it's very good, but it has a murderous aura. Its attack power should be at the upper level of treasure. Now, let's start the auction. The starting price of this treasure is 500,000 spirit stones, and the starting price is 200,000 spirit stones. Now, let's start the auction. However, after the auctioneer announced the starting price, the audience was not as restless as before. Instead, it was very quiet. If a needle fell on the ground now, it was estimated that someone would be able to hear it. Seeing this scene, the auctioneer had already expected this, so he was not too surprised. Then, he used his eyes to signal the waiter behind him to take the treasure to the backstage. But at this time, a voice broke the silence. I bid 700,000 spirit stones to buy this treasure. It could be said that the words were not enough to shock people to death. With just one sentence, it completely ignited the entire auction house. They never thought that someone would be willing to pay such a high price for a treasure with murderous aura. Murderous aura is a kind of invisible thing that is similar to evil aura. This kind of murderous aura will cause serious consequences for cultivators and ordinary people. If it is an ordinary person, as long as they are contaminated with a trace of murderous aura, they will die. However, this is not necessarily the case for cultivators. It will cause cultivators to go berserk and even lead them astray. This is for cultivators with high cultivation, but for cultivators with low cultivation, it will cause them to die suddenly. Good. 700,000 going once, 700,000 going twice, 700,000 going thrice. Congratulations to the guest in room 204. Come, quickly send it to the guest. Seeing that the tricky item had been sold, she did not want to see it for a second longer. She knew how many people had died for it, so when she saw that someone had bought it, she hurriedly asked someone to send it to the guest. Dong, dong, dong. Someone knocked on the door. Lin Ray knew that it must be the person who had come to deliver the treasure. Then, he used his head to signal Dian Wei, asking him to welcome the person in. Creak. The door opened, and the pale-faced youth walked in, holding the magic tool that had taken away the baleful aura. When he saw Lin Li, the youth was startled. He hadn't thought that the person being auctioned off would be a child about his age. Sir, the item you are auctioning is very troublesome. Many people in our auction house have died for it. I hope you can be more careful. With that, the young man came to Lin Ray with the treasure and respectfully handed it to Lin Ray. Thank you for the reminder. With that, Lin Ray took the box. The moment he took it, Lin Ray clearly sensed the evil spirit coming from it. However, it had no effect on Lin Ray at all, because Lin Ray's spiritual root was a thunder spiritual root, which had the innate ability to suppress evil things. Therefore, the evil spirit was nothing to him. Lin Ray slowly opened the box, and the treasure inside was gradually exposed to Lin Ray's eyes. What caught Lin Li's eye was a long sword. The sword was 7 feet long, and the most eye-catching part of it was the scabbard. A very lifelike black dragon was carved into the scabbard, and the dragon's mouth was occasionally spitting out black gas. The dragon's eyes, in particular, were very lifelike and lively. If Lin Li hadn't been so close to it, he wouldn't have been able to see it so clearly. Ding dong, young master, the host's first treasure hunt, was actually able to pull out an immortal-level magic tool. Moreover, the most miraculous thing is that the Black Dragon Emperor, who had cultivated for hundreds of thousands of years, is actually sealed within this Bing long sword. The system's words made Lin Ray completely stunned. From the system's words, it meant that the black dragon on the scabbard was real, and it was the Dragon Emperor. This made Lin Ray feel as if he had flown into the clouds, but the system's next words were like kicking Lin Ray down from the clouds. System, don't be happy too late. Although it is said that a Black Dragon Emperor is sealed, it is not something you can control. Moreover, after my observation, the strength of this Black Dragon Emperor has decreased because it has been sealed for too long. However, it is still not something you can compete with. This Black Dragon Emperor is breaking through the seal. I estimate that it will take at most 3 or 4 years, so I advise the host not to have any ideas about it now. AI, can't you wait for me to be happy before saying such words? Do you know that you're always like this? When I'm not feeling excited, you can always successfully splash a bucket of cold water on me. Lin Ray complained to the system, but at the same time, Lin Ray also directly put the long sword into the storage of the system. If he put in the storage, he would not feel at ease. Well, I will not be like this in the future. In the future, when the host is not happy, I will definitely tell you the pros and cons, okay? Hearing the system's words, Lin Ray smiled. It looked like a smile of a successful conspiracy. In fact, when Lin Ray heard the system's warning, he decided to use it when he had the strength in the future. Chapter 40. Well, that's more like it. But how strong do I have to be before I can unlock the seal? To remind the host can only unlock a little bit when you reach the combination stage. Hearing the system's words, Lin Ray was stunned for a moment. Then, he didn't say anything else. There was only silence, very silence. Right at this moment, a submissive voice rang out in Linley's ears. "Young master, why don't you settle the bill first? That way, I can give an explanation to the steward." Hearing this, Lin Ray woke up. He looked at the pale young man in front of him and didn't say anything. Instead, he directly took out the 700,000 spirit stones needed to buy the magic tool from the devil realm and gave it to the young man. "Okay, then I'll take my leave first." The young man took the spirit stones from Lin Ray and put them in the bag in his hand. Then, he bowed to Lin Ray and walked out of the door. Alas, this person probably won't live for long. He's really good. Lin Ray saw the young man leave. So, he said regretfully. Wan Yu and the others next to him were very confused. "Master, isn't that person fine? Why do you say he's about to die?" Wan Yu, who was originally hesitant, finally couldn't resist her curiosity and asked. Linley looked at this kind of person and explained what he had just said. He came up with the magic tool, but before he came up, his body was already corroded by the evil chi of the magic tool in the box. That's why I said he won't live for long. Lin Ray didn't say anything after he finished speaking. Instead, he turned his head and looked at the ring. After watching the auction items being auctioned, Lin Ray didn't intervene. Instead, he quietly waited for the thing he needed to arrive. Time passed quickly, and as time passed, the item Linley was looking for finally arrived. There were a few people on the dueling platform who were carrying something that seemed to be very heavy, and it seemed to be very strenuous. Just like that, those people, one step at a time, slowly carried that thing to the center of the dueling platform. Dong! A very heavy sound came from the group of people. Moreover, one could faintly smell the fragrance of medicinal pills. Although it was very faint, everyone could smell it. Good. Then let's auction the 16th item. This item is the beginning. It is the alchemy furnace used by the Dan King, and its rank is not low. I believe everyone should be familiar with the name of this item. It is called the 10,000 Beast Furnace. Hey, Miss Linger, don't talk nonsense. We're here today for this thing, so hurry up and come. That's right. Hurry up. My heart is already starting to boil. Without waiting for Wan Ling, to finish speaking, the people under the stage began to become restless. It seemed that they all came for this item. Well, it seems that our customers can't wait any longer. Then, let's wait for the price of this item. The base price of this item is 900,000 spirit stones, and each increase is 500,000 spirit stones. So, everyone is free to increase the price. The highest bidder wins. I hope everyone will be able to buy what they like. Let's not talk nonsense. Now, the auction for the 10,000 Beast Furnace begins. 1,500,000 spirit stones. Just as the auctioneer finished speaking, a person under the stage called out a high price of 1,500,000 spirit stones. However, this was not the highest price. Afterward, a lot of people called out their own bids. 2 million. A strong man sitting side by side with a man who called out 1,500,000 spirit stones shouted. It seemed that there was some kind of grudge between the two of them. Their minds were filled with hatred and killing intent. Okay, 2 million, 2 million. Is there anyone who wants to go higher than 2 million? 3 million. Such a simple sentence caused an uproar among the people below the arena. They were all very surprised. Someone actually raised the price by 1 million all of a sudden. How awesome is this? To them, 1 million was something that they had to praise for a very long time before they could obtain it. Everyone followed the voice and looked at room 213 on the second floor. Their eyes were filled with envy and greed. Okay, 3 million going once, 3 million going twice, 3 million going thrice, deal for million. A sudden voice interrupted the auctioneer. Everyone's eyes instantly shifted to the room where the high price of 4 million spirit stones was called out. It was also room 204 on the second floor. Master, why did you spend 4 million spirit stones to buy that lump of iron? It's not a good thing. At this time, in room 204, a little girl complained to a young man. You don't say that. If you buy this thing, it will be a good thing. If you use it properly, it will be an amazing thing. That's right. The young man who called out 4 million spirit stones was Lin Ray. Originally, Lin Ray wanted to call out the price early, but then he thought that it would be troublesome, so he waited until the end to call out the price. At this time, Lin Ray's eyes were burning. He was very excited. Now that the alchemy furnace was gone, all that was left was the alchemy technique. He had to join the alchemy school as soon as possible. However, room 213 on the opposite side was not calm. At this time, there was a young man sitting there. Next to him stood an old man who was very respectful. There was a trace of doting in his eyes. Uncle One, go and find out who called out the price. I want him to regret going against me. When the young man said this, his eyes were filled with killing intent, and his whole body was emitting a cold aura. He looked very fierce. Okay. As soon as he finished speaking, the old man walked out of the room and slowly arrived in front of Lin Ray's room. Knock, knock, knock. A series of knocks came from the door. Linley didn't have much of an expression on his face, remaining as cold as ever. As soon as he saw the door open, Linley already knew who it was. Go and open the door, Lin Ray said to Jianwei. Jianwei also came to the door vigilantly and slowly opened it. A white-haired old man appeared outside the door. Ha! The old man didn't say anything else. He just laughed and walked in directly. When he saw Lin Ray, there was a trace of surprise in his eyes because he saw Lin Ray's cultivation as soon as he came here. Of course, this was also done by Lin Ray on purpose. Otherwise, not to mention this old man, even a golden immortal couldn't see through his cultivation. May I know what business this old man has with me? I don't seem to remember seeing you before. Lin Ray sat in his original position with his legs crossed. His eyes were full of coldness, and his tone was very cold. He looked at the old man and asked indifferently, Well, my young master likes this myriad beast furnace very much, so he wants to ask you to give it to my young master. The old man's tone was not as disdainful and mocking as before. He was more cautious because he wasn't sure if Lin Ray had the power behind him. Moreover, seeing that Lin Ray was already at the peak of the Foundation establishment realm at such a young age, he wasn't sure if Lin Ray had the support of Sect or family. Oh, you're wrong. I paid for it. If your young master wants it, he can buy it back with money. But if you want me to give it to him, I can only say that it's impossible. Lin Ray didn't give him any face at all. He directly went back because he felt that there was no need to give face to the person in front of him. Little brother, my young master is the young master of Sun's Sect. Moreover, he's the Sect master's favorite son. You're not giving face to Sun's Sect by doing this. If the Sect master knows about this, he will... Before he finished speaking, he was interrupted by Lin Ray. Lin Ray looked at the old man with a gloomy face and said, Humph, let me tell you, not to mention the son of Sun's Sect's Sect master. Even if you're the son of God, it's useless. Also, don't try to challenge my bottom line, and don't try to threaten me. I said, if you want the auction item, then buy it back with money. You really... Come, see the guest out. Lin Ray didn't wait for him to be pleasing to the eye and directly asked him to leave. The old man also felt that he had lost face, so he directly walked out. The old man returned to his room with a gloomy face. Looking at the young man's eyes, the old man's face darkened and he lowered his head. How is it? Did you find out the other party's identity? The young man hurriedly asked when he saw the old man's face, but when he saw the old man's face, the young man already knew the result. I'm sorry, young master. I went to look for that person, but the other party's strength and background are unfathomable. That young man is at most 14 or 15 years old, but the other party has the strength of the peak of Foundation establishment. Moreover, there are several subordinates at the peak of Foundation establishment following him. At this point, the old man's voice became softer, and in the end, there was no more sound. The young man's heart was also shocked. When he thought of the old man saying that the other party was a 14 or 15-year-old young man who had the strength of his peak, he knew that the other party's strength and background should be very great. However, it was exactly the opposite. Lin Ray didn't have the kind of background they thought of. If Lin Ray knew what they were thinking, he would definitely laugh to death. All right, Uncle One, let's leave this matter at that. Although I really want that item, I can't bring unnecessary trouble to my father. Although the young man said so, it could be seen that the killing intent in the young man's eyes couldn't stop bursting out. The old man standing next to him saw this scene. He was silent. Well, then the 16th auction item belongs to the distinguished guest in room 203. After that, just like before, a person came up and put the 10,000 beast furnace into a storage ring and went to Lin Ray's room. Well, let's go in. This is the end of today's auction. The next item is a very precious plant. It can nurture souls and preserve the soul of a dead person. It has many other effects, so I won't introduce them one by one. However, its name is very famous. It is called the soul-nurturing wood. Chapter 41. The base price is 1,000,000 spirit stones. Each bid will be 100,000 spirit stones from the Lin family. Next, the bidding will begin and the highest bidder will win. Wan Ling, who was waiting for the auction, didn't see any excitement on the stage. Instead, they were silent because they felt that this thing was useless to them. Most importantly, 1,000,000 mid-grade spirit stones was too much for them. For them, it was impossible to buy this kind of unrealistic thing. Moreover, 1,000,000 mid-grade spirit stones wasn't enough to buy it. Therefore, the current situation occurred. However, Lin Ray was different. He needed this thing because Hong Lian's aura was very weak. If he had the soul-nourishing wood, it would at least be a layer of protection. Therefore, Lin Ray was very happy when he saw that no one was bidding for it. However, reality was often not something that could be obtained through boredom. When Lin Ray saw that no one was bidding, a voice that made Lin Ray even more annoyed appeared. 1,100,000 spirit stones. Often, it was so sudden that people were not prepared for it. At this time, Lin Ray had no good impression of this person. 1,500,000 spirit stones. Lin Ray would not give up on the soul-nourishing wood because of Hong Lian. And why is it him again? Why is it always him? At this time, the person sitting in front of 213 suddenly became angry. His face was very ferocious, and his mouth issued a cold voice that made people shiver. 2,000,000, Humph, I don't believe that I won't go for you. At this time, the youth's arrogance was provoked by Lin Ray. No matter what he said, it was useless. At the same time, he also threw his previous speculation to the back of his mind. At this time, he only thought that he couldn't let Lin Ray have his way. Oh, competing with me in terms of wealth is simply a fool's dream. I don't know how many spirit stones there are in Huang Dao Enlightened Master Storage Ring. Even your father's entire sect may not have as many spirit stones as me. 2,500,000. Whoosh! The entire Myriad Treasure House was in an uproar after Lin Ray shouted this number. Some even wanted to watch a show. Everyone wanted to see who would win this auction. He didn't think that Lin Ray would have so many spirit stones. When he saw that Lin Ray had already spent a few million spirit stones, he thought that he didn't have any more, but now the situation was out of control. 3,000,000. In the end, the person in front still shouted this number. However, before this, his followers had been persuading him for a long time, but it was useless. In the end, they still couldn't persuade him. You really don't know what's good for you. Just you wait. 5,000,000. When the young man heard Linley's words, he couldn't catch his breath for a moment and almost choked to death. When the attendant beside him saw this, he hurriedly went over and transferred spiritual energy to the young man's back, afraid that something would happen to him. Sai, who is in room 203? How can he have so many spirit stones? And from the looks of it, it seems like he wants to buy something. Who says so? I don't know where he came from, but he actually has so much wealth. This isn't something that an ordinary sect can afford. Maybe he's a disciple of an ancient sect. Sai, why do you care so much? This has nothing to do with us. We just have to watch. At this moment, everyone in the House of 10,000 Treasures was discussing Linley and the young man, as if they had already become the auction items. Okay, 3. 5 million going once. 3. 5 million going twice. 3. 5 million going thrice. Then, congratulations to the guest in room 203. This soul cultivation wood is now yours. When Lin Ray saw this scene, he smiled and didn't say anything. At this time, he was very happy because with this item, Hong Lian's life would have another layer of protection. This was something worth being happy about. While Lin Ray was happy, the youth in room 213 had already begun to plan how to kill Lin Ray. Uncle One, quickly return to the sect and transfer some disciples over. I want to let the person who wants to steal from me know that there are some people that he can't afford to offend. When the old man saw this scene, he didn't stop because he knew that it was useless. So, the old man didn't say anything and directly left the Myriad Treasure House and flew back to the sect on his flying sword. At this time, Lin Ray was still excited and hadn't woken up. Master, Master. One you had never seen Lin Ray smile before. At this time, when she saw Lin Ray's expression, she was stunned. She couldn't imagine what could make her master so happy. Master, what's wrong? One you constantly called out from the side. She was afraid that something would happen to Lin Ray. She looked at Lin Ray with a worried expression. Yes, what's wrong? Lin Ray was awakened from his excitement by Lin Ray. The originally smiling face of Lin Ray instantly returned to its usual cold and emotionless state. It was as if nothing had anything to do with him. Master, you just smiled. Lin Wanyu stood in front of Linley with her head lowered. Her voice was weak. If one listened carefully, they would be able to tell that she was very afraid. As for why, it was obvious. Linley, who had been smiling, had been awakened by Lin Wanyu. The smile on his face had turned cold. That was why Lin Wanyu was afraid. Oh, is that so? Lin Ray frowned and didn't say anything because he knew that he was smiling. Yes, master. Since you took me in, this is the first time I've seen you smile, and you're smiling so happily. Hearing his disciple's words, Lin Ray was stunned. But when he thought about it carefully, it was true. Ever since he took Wanyu in as his disciple, he hadn't smiled much. Well, let's see what's going to be auctioned next. While we're at it, let's see what tricks that brat is playing. Speaking up to here, Lin Ray's eyes flashed with a murderous aura. Wanyu saw this scene and suddenly felt as if she had just seen another side of her master. Good. Then the next item is a last-minute show. This thing can increase your cultivation and also remove the impurities in your body. Most importantly, it can be used to refine pills. Ah, a last-minute addition is so awesome. What is it? A person under the stage couldn't help but ask Wan Ling-er. At the same time, he asked the question that everyone in the House of 10,000 Treasures wanted to ask. Since you all want to know, then I'll tell you. Today, we suddenly received a request from a customer to auction a cinnabar fruit. Moreover, this cinnabar fruit is already 1,000 years old. I think everyone should know what 1,000 years old cinnabar fruit is. Wow! Hearing Wan Ling-er's words, everyone in the House of 10,000 Treasures couldn't sit still. When they heard about the cinnabar fruit, some people had already gone home to raise money. Some people had already fainted from happiness. The youth in room 213 was also in the same mood. It's actually so popular. I really didn't expect it. At this time, Lin Ray already knew how precious the cinnabar fruit was. Naturally, he wouldn't casually take out the rest of the cinnabar fruit. Next, we'll start the last round of the auction. The name of the auction is the cinnabar fruit. The starting bid is 2 million mid-grade spirit stones. Each bid is 500,000. Now please freely bid. The highest bidder wins. Once this sentence came out, those who hadn't bid before all came out one by one. 2,500,000. This voice came from the third floor, and it shocked everyone present. This was because from the beginning until now, no one from the third floor had ever made a bid. At this time, Wan Ling also looked at the third floor. Her eyes no longer had the cunning look that she used to look at the buyers. Other than respect and admiration, she couldn't see anything else. What's going on? Why is the auctioneer so respectful when the voice from the third floor came out? Could it be that there's some big shot on the third floor? Seeing this scene, Lin Ray started to speculate in his heart. He really couldn't figure out what the person sitting on the third floor was thinking. The VIP on the third floor has already bid. 2,500,000. Is there anyone who wants to bid higher than 2,500,000? If there isn't, then this cinnabar fruit belongs to the VIP on the third floor. Okay, since no one is bidding, then this cinnabar fruit is 3 million. A voice broke the silence from before. The fact that was about to be decided was broken just like that. The person who had bid on the third floor was instantly unhappy. Originally, he could have bought it for 2,500,000. Now he had increased it by 500,000. The person on the third floor was a very handsome young man. At this time, the young man's eyes were fixed on the room 213 who had just bid. The corner of his mouth twitched, and he let out a cold laugh. Linley, on the other hand, was just waiting to watch the show. He wanted to see just how powerful his items would be. 3,500,000. The man sitting on the third floor shouted. This time, the man's tone was heavy and a little provocative. It was as if he was saying, "Follow me if you have the ability." For million. Needless to say, the person in front of room 213 really dared to follow. The moment the man on the third floor called out, the person in front of room 213 directly followed. It seemed that these two people were going to go all out. And this scene was exactly what Lin Ray wanted to see. Lin Ray really hoped that they could continue like this. After all, the one who would benefit in the end would be him. He, for 1,500,000. Just as the two people were competing, Lin Ray directly shouted out a number. Everything was broken. At this time, the young man on the third floor also noticed Lin Ray's room at this time. His eyes were filled with an indiscernible look. The person in front of room 213 didn't have such thoughts. At this time, he hated Lin Ray to the extreme. He couldn't wait to kill Lin Ray immediately. At this time, Lin Ray was sitting there calmly with his legs crossed. He held a bowl of fragrant tea in his hand and slowly tasted it. It seemed like he was enjoying it very much. Chapter 42. Things are getting more interesting now. When a young man on the third floor heard Linley's bid, his interest was immediately piqued, and a mysterious smile appeared on his face. But often, people like him were the most frightening. 4,500,000. Is there anyone who wants to bid higher? The auctioneer, Wan Linger, also had a puzzled expression because she knew that Lin Ray was the one who put this item up for auction. But what was the situation now? Don't think that you're the only one with money. I don't believe that I can't beat you, outsider. Thus, the man in room 213 stood up and shouted toward the window, 5 million, I don't believe that the current youth still wants to bid higher. The youth's voice directly entered Lin Ray's ears. This action was, without a doubt, a provocation towards Lin Ray. How interesting. Then I will also bid higher. 6 million. Wow. The youth on the third floor made everyone in the house of 10,000 treasures completely dumbfounded. They didn't know if they were auctioning the cinnabar fruit or if they were just venting their anger. Okay, then I will bid higher until the end. 7 million. Boom. Everyone's brain began to short-circuit. Moreover, there were people who directly fainted from the shock of this number. Hearing Linley's words, the young man in room 213 immediately stood up from his chair. He stared at Linley and the third floor with a murderous look on his face, his eyes filled with murderous intent. If you don't have money, then just say it. We didn't force you to bid higher. Isn't it just an auction? Is there need to be so angry? When Lin Ray heard the youth's words, he knew that the youth was very angry. If he was given a knife, then he would really kill him. Yes, this brother's right. Isn't it just an auction? If you don't have money, then don't have money. There is no need to be so anxious. Although he said this, these words completely distorted the original meaning in the youth's ears. They all turned into mockery, but this was the truth. His only goal was to make the youth continue to bid higher. 8 million. When this price was shouted out, everyone was shocked. Normally, this price would be the entire income of an ordinary sect for 3 years. Who would have thought that this young man would bid so much for a vermilion fruit? In fact, the moment the young man shouted, he immediately regretted it. However, it was already a foregone conclusion, and there was no way to change it. Wow, I really didn't expect you to be so courageous. Fine, I admit defeat. When the young man reported the price, Lin Ray laughed. He laughed very happily because this was exactly what he wanted to see. He used the previous words to provoke the young man, but what he didn't expect was that the person on the third floor would follow Lin Ray. This was something that Lin Ray didn't expect. For a moment, Lin Ray became interested in the person on the third floor. His eyes couldn't help but glance at the third floor. Sigh, since this brother really wants it, then I won't take it from you. I'll withdraw. Boom. The young man in room 213 was completely blank. His face was ashen as he sat there, trembling nonstop. How could this be? How could this be? You guys should have continued to bid. Why did you stop? At this time, the person in front was crying and feeling very wronged because this wasn't what he wanted. Okay, 8 million. This young noble said 8 million. Is there a higher bid? The bidding stopped for 2 minutes. During these 2 minutes, everyone was making their own calculations. However, in these 2 minutes, there was no higher price than 8 million. 8 million going once, 8 million going twice, 8 million going thrice. Bang! The hammer in Wan Ling, Er's hand fell on the table. All right, I hereby announce that this vermilion fruit belongs to the esteemed guest on the second floor, number 213. Furthermore, this auction has come to an end. As the auctioneer, I hereby represent the House of Thousand Treasures to welcome all of you again. With that, Wan Ling made a 90-degree salute. For a moment, everyone's gaze fell on Wan Ling-er's chest. Ha. Wan Ling-er laughed like an oriole. Everyone was stunned for a moment, but it was only temporary. After a minute, everyone woke up. When they saw that there was no one on the stage, they scattered. Knock, knock, knock. At this moment, someone knocked on the door. Linley nodded at Dianwei and let in the person who knocked on the door. Ha. Congratulations, young master. You won this time. Not only did you get what you wanted, you even sold your stuff at high price. Congratulations. Oh, it's you. Seeing that this person was the guide when he first entered the Myriad Treasure House, Lin Ray knew that he must be here to deliver the money. Ha! Lin Ray chuckled, but didn't say anything. Okay, since young noble doesn't want to see me, let's get to the point. I'm here to deliver the money. As she spoke, the woman removed the storage ring from her finger and handed it over to Linley as she explained, "Don't worry about it. Young Master has auctioned a total of 8 million mid-grade spirit stones at our house of 10,000 treasures. According to our previous agreement, our house of 10,000 treasures will not take a single cent from Young Master's auction items. Furthermore, the other vermilion fruit will be bought at twice the price of the first vermilion fruit." At this point, the woman paused for a moment, wanting to see Linley's expression, but she was very disappointed. From the very beginning, Linley's expression had been as cold as ever, without any other emotions. There's a total of 24 million mid-grade spiritual stones in the ring on your hand. As for this storage ring, take it as an extra gift from me. Then, the woman winked at Lin Ray playfully, but Lin Ray didn't look at her at all. Instead, he was fiddling with the ring. Haha, young noble is really special. Okay, miss, since I've achieved my goal, I'll take my leave. As he spoke, Linley began to laugh. He bowed towards the woman, then walked out. The woman was completely stupefied. She hadn't expected Linley to be so straightforward. Young noble, you're leaving just like that? Hearing the woman's words, Lin Ray didn't know what to say for a moment. That's not what I meant. I just wanted to say that young noble might encounter some trouble. If young noble needs it, I can help young noble leave without anyone knowing. Seeing the woman's unwavering gaze, Lin Ray's eyes flashed with a hint of a smile, but he quickly hid it. Thank you for your kindness, miss, but there's no need for that. Cultivators are supposed to go against the heavens. If I blindly hide in the face of difficulties, then I'll encounter obstacles in my future cultivation. This is not what I want. After speaking, Lin Ray directly turned around and walked towards the door, leaving behind the woman with a shocked expression. Go against the heavens, blindly hide. The woman muttered Lin Ray's words. In an instant, some changes happened to the woman's body, as if her temperament had changed. You've really enlightened me. I didn't expect that a casual sentence from you would allow me to break through to the fasting stage. Moreover, as long as I have enough spiritual energy, I can immediately enter the fasting stage. At this moment, the woman's burning gaze, coupled with the transformation of her temperament, made her even more attractive. However, the people who passed by her couldn't help but take a second look at her. While the woman was excited, Lin Ray had already arrived at the entrance of the 10,000 Treasures house. Lin Ray, who had 1 foot out of the door, suddenly heard a call from behind. Thus, Lin Ray put down his foot and turned his head towards the direction of the voice. Phew, brother, wait up. He saw a young man running towards Lin Ray. As he ran, he waved and shouted at Lin Ray. Brother, wait for me. I'm so tired. Soon, the man ran to Lin Ray's side and held onto Lin Ray's shoulder, panting heavily. He looked very cute, especially with his slightly chubby body. Hey, you are. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray's mouth couldn't help but twitch. His eyes were filled with confusion, not knowing what was going on. Oh, let me introduce myself. The young man extended his hand towards Lin Ray and said, Hello, I'm Lei Dong, a future disciple of the Danzong Sect. Nice to meet you. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray really didn't know what to say. However, when he heard the young man mention the Danzong Sect, Lin Ray seemed to have found a reason to shake his hand. Hello, I'm Lin Ray. This is my disciple. You can call her Little You or Wan Yu. This is... As he spoke, Lin Ray introduced Lei Dong one by one. When he introduced Wan Yu, Lei Dong's expression clearly changed. His eyes widened and were filled with disbelief. Hee, Brother Lin, you're not joking, right? How old are you now? You already have your own disciple? You're not lying, right? Hearing this, just as Lin Ray was about to defend himself, Wan Yu squeezed out from behind Lin Ray and looked at Lei Dong with disdain. What does it have to do with you whether my master has a disciple or not? Moreover, why my master can't accept a disciple is none of your business. Such a simple sentence caused Lei Dong to be speechless. He only had an awkward expression on his face. That's not what I meant. I just feel that. Sigh, forget it. Let's not talk about it. Wan Yu coldly snorted at Lei Dong and walked behind Lin Ray. As for Lin Ray, he was also very embarrassed. I'm sorry. Wan Yu's like this. She's still too young and inexperienced. If she offended you, please forgive her. Hearing Lin Ray's words, Lei Dong was even more embarrassed. It was his fault in the first place. Now, Lin Ray was apologizing first. Chapter 43. It's fine. I'm the one who disturbed you guys first. I'm sorry. All right then. I still don't know why Mr. Lei has called me over. Thinking of this, Lin Ray hurriedly changed the topic, afraid that he would continue apologizing like this. It's like this. I bid from the 3rd floor. The reason why I stopped Brother Lin is because I admire Brother Lin's character and want to be friends with you. Lin Ray knew what the man was trying to say. So, he had seen him raise the price and scam the other party. That was why he was acting like this. Brother Lei is truly an interesting person. You don't even know me and you want to be friends with me? I can't help it. I'm such a person by nature. Since I found someone nice, I couldn't help but come up to befriend him. All right then. I've got something to do. I'll take my leave first. With that, Lin Ray walked out. Looking at Lin Ray leaving, Lei Dong chased after him relentlessly. You want to leave just like that? You tricked me so badly just now. How can I let you leave without 2 arms? A discordant voice came from the front. Furthermore, this voice was very familiar. Wasn't this the person who had spent $8 million on the scarlet fruit? Lin Ray looked in the direction of the voice. He saw a group of people following behind the young man. By the looks of it, they seemed to be here to stop him. The young one was bullied. Now, The old one is here? Lin Ray looked at the young man and chuckled with disdain. If it were someone familiar with Lin Ray, they would know that he was about to kill someone the moment they saw his expression. Holy sh**t. What's going on? Brother Lin, did you offend someone? To think that they would come to stop you. Why are you still following me? Hurry up and leave. This place is going to be dangerous. I don't want to implicate you. When Lin Ray saw the person who had arrived, he was speechless for a moment. Didn't he see the current situation? This idiot was still stubbornly trying to get close. Brother Lin, since you said so, then I can't leave. At this time, Brother Lin is still concerned about my safety. This proves that you have acknowledged me as your brother. Since that's the case, let's fight together in the next battle. There's another one who isn't afraid of death. Since that's the case, then all of you can go die. After the young man said this, he turned his head and gestured to the people behind him. The people behind him all rushed towards Lin Ray. A bunch of reckless fools. Having said that, Lin Ray's martial Emperor Divine spear appeared in his hand. A cold light flashed at the tip of the spear. Lei Dong, who was beside Lin Ray, felt the strange phenomenon and was surprised. Wow, brother, this spear of yours seems to be very awesome. I have never seen such a spiritual weapon before. As Lei Dong spoke, one of his hands could not help but reach towards the martial Emperor Divine spear in Lin Ray's hand. However, would Lin Ray let him do as he wished? Humph, a cold snort. To an outsider, it was just an ordinary snort. However, when this snort entered Lei Dong's ears, it was like a thunder from the nine heavens. His entire body shivered, and he immediately came back to his senses. I'm sorry. I just want to take a look at your weapon. Looking at Lei Dong's embarrassed expression, Lin Ray seemed to be stingy. Hee, little brat, you still dare to laugh here. See if I don't twist your head off. Just as Lin Ray and Lei Dong were talking, someone took the lead and came to Lin Ray's side. A fist was aimed at Lin Ray's head. The fist carried a sharp, killing intent with it. It had an unstoppable momentum. I'm talking to Brother Lin here. Why are you interrupting? Do you have the right to speak here? Seeing the arrival of the man, Lei Dong's face instantly darkened. The tone of his voice was completely different from Lin Ray's. One was gentle and shameless, while the other was cold and murderous. Having said that, Lei Dong walked up and threw a punch at the incoming man's fist. This happened in an instant. Bang! When a man came in contact with Lei Dong's fist, the smile on his face changed completely. The man's face became distorted, and he let out a roar like a pig being slaughtered. His entire body flew backwards in a parabola shape. If anyone dares to interrupt my conversation with Brother Lin, this will be your end. Having said that, Lei Dong pointed at the man who was lying on the ground and howling in pain. For a moment, other than Lin Ray's group, everyone shivered. He looked at Lei Dong with a gaze that changed from disregard to fear. Brother Lin, now we can talk peacefully. But when he turned his head, he returned to that gentle and shameless smile. This made N1 look down on him even more. I didn't expect Brother Lei to be so daring with your cultivation. Sorry for the disrespect. Lin Ray's tone changed. It wasn't because of his cultivation, but because of his personality. It's nothing. I was only forced by my father. Otherwise, I wouldn't have cultivated. Hearing this, Lin Ray was completely speechless. He thought to himself, damn it, your father is doing this for your own good. You really don't know what's good for you. Moreover, you have a family, and you have a lot of pills to provide. If I had a family like yours, I would cultivate with all my might. You wastrel. Of course, this was only the disdain Lin Ray had for Lei Dong in his heart. On the surface, he was still as cold as before. It seems like your father values you. Otherwise, he wouldn't have forced you to cultivate. Yeah. Having said that, Lei Dong's gaze was evasive, as if he was trying to avoid something. Lin Ray didn't want to know about this, so he didn't ask anymore. On the other side, the group of people who were scared off by Lei Dong all returned to the young man's side. They lowered their heads and looked at each other without saying anything. The young man was so angry that he almost fainted. Who asked you to come here? You were scared off by a few words. You are disciples of the Sun sect, after all. Everyone lowered their heads when they heard the young man's words. Seeing this, the young man was furious. He had asked them to come here to help, but now they had embarrassed themselves. Uncle Wen, what should I do? I can't let them go like this. They framed me like that. I must make them pay the price. Having said that, the hatred in the young man's eyes deepened. Lin Ray didn't like the look in his eyes at all. In that case, there's no need for you to leave. I wanted to end it like this, but since you hate me so much, I won't let another person who can threaten me in this world. Having said that, even Lin Ray, Dian Wei, and Bai Qi rushed out together. They arrived in front of the young man in the blink of an eye. Lin Ray thrust his spear at the young man instantly. Bai Qi and Dian Wei were even crazier, but the people brought by the young man were already terrified. Ignorant child, how dare you? Just as Lin Ray's spear was about to reach the young man's face, Uncle Wen, who was behind him, immediately placed his hand on the young man's body and used his long sword to block in front of him. Clang! The sound of weapons colliding was heard from Lin Ray's spear. The long sword in the young man's hand obviously trembled. Ow, how can this be? His eyes were filled with shock because after he had clashed with Lin Li's long spear, he had seen that his long sword had been chipped, and the chipped area was exactly where Lin Li's long spear had clashed with it. How could he not be shocked? His long sword was a low-grade treasured weapon, but it had been reduced to such a state by a single strike. You think you can stop me with such little strength? You must be dreaming. Seeing that the old man was in a daze, Lin Ray rushed up again. This time, he used his martial skill. Lin Ray jumped high and thrust his spear at the old man again. This time, it was obviously more powerful than the last time. Lin Ray's spear seemed to cut through space and air. With a whoosh, it arrived in front of the old man. Clang puff. The sound of weapons colliding, mixed with the sound of flesh being pierced, came from the old man's direction. The young man at the back was completely regretful when he saw this situation. He couldn't believe that Uncle Wen, who had always been by his side, would be defeated so easily by someone who was about the same level as him. Moreover, it wasn't just Uncle Wen. Even Lei Dong, who was behind him, was the same. He didn't expect Lin Ray to be so powerful. Damn, Brother Lin, you're too awesome. That's an enlightening stage cultivator we're talking about. How did you defeat him so easily? Hearing Lei Dong's voice, Lin Ray, who was standing there, had the urge to beat him up. With a slash, Lin Ray pulled the spear out of the old man's body. Without even looking at him, he walked directly towards the young man. Not only was the old man injured, but the disciples he brought had also been killed by Lin Ray's subordinates. Dian Wei and Bai Qi went to Lin Ray and reported to Lin Ray. Well, you two go and watch that old man. He's been stabbed by me and can't attack anymore. But just in case, watch him in case he causes more trouble. Yes. After saying that, Dian Wei and the old man came to the young man's side, and Lin Li came to the young man. With a plop, the young man accidentally fell to the ground while retreating. His face was very pale, and he was trembling all over. He kept murmuring, "Please, I beg you to let me go. I won't dare to do it again. Sob, sob, sob." As he spoke, the young man burst into tears. He cried so painfully that people who didn't know the situation would think that Lin Ray had bullied him. Chapter 44. And now you know fear? And what did you do before? Could it be that before you did this, you didn't think that there would be such consequences? Lin Ray looked at the young man on the ground and walked towards him step by step. He sneered and scolded him like an adult scolding a child. Yes. You are right. It is my fault. I did not know the immensity of heaven and earth. It is I who have wronged you. Don't blame me for my wrongdoings. Just treat me as a fart and let me go. The young man was kowtowing towards Lin Ray. Moreover, tears were flowing out of his eyes as if they were free. It was as if his father had died. It was uncontrollable. If I was your father, I would have strangled you to death when you were born. That way, you wouldn't have lost his face. Seeing the young man's actions, Lin Ray was not moved. If it wasn't for his strength, then the person who would be killed today would be him. No matter what you say, Since you brought people and said that you wanted to kill me, then I will not let you. I don't care who your father is. I only know that no matter who it is, if you threaten me or my loved ones and family, then you should be prepared to die. Poof! Lin Ray's spear directly pierced through the young man's body. There was not the slightest bit of emotion in his eyes. His face was also widened, and his eyes were filled with disbelief. How could you kill me? After saying that, the young man's body fell to the side. There was not the slightest trace of life in his body. His eyes were wide open. Even in death, he did not think that Lin Ray would really dare to kill him. At that moment, Uncle Wen, who was grieved by Lin Ray, saw that the young man in front of him had died. He immediately started crying and roared towards Lin Ray. Why did you kill my young master? Since my young master has already admitted his wrongs, why are you not willing to let him go? You demon! The old man roared at Lin Ray like a madman. However, in Lin Ray's eyes, this was nothing. There was no fluctuation in his eyes. With the exception of indifference, there was only indifference. Do you think I'll let her go just because she admitted her mistake? If I didn't have such strength and you came to kill me today, would you have let me go if I begged for mercy? At this point, Lin Ray looked at the old man kneeling on the ground. For a moment, the old man didn't know what to say. This was because what Lin Ray said was right. If Lin Ray didn't have such strength, then the one to die today would be Lin Ray. Moreover, according to his young master's temperament, he would definitely kill Lin Ray. Look, you know that if I lost today, then it would be me. So why are you still making a pointless struggle now? As the saying goes, the winner is the king and the loser is the bandit. So, you should obediently accompany your young master. After saying that, Lin Ray's long spear directly pierced through the old man's body. From beginning to end, Lin Ray's eyes didn't even blink. This scene made the people who had been watching for a long time tremble. They were very surprised. Everyone was thinking, what kind of experience could make a 14 or 15-year-old child become such a cold-blooded person? Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for killing a cultivator above your level. You have gained 100,000 experience points, 5,000 spirit stones, 1 barrier-breaking pill, and 10 mind control pills. Mind control pill is a kind of pill that can control people's hearts. It belongs to the emperor level pill. The person who can control it is set according to the host cultivation. Now, the host can at most control a cultivator who is 1 level higher than you. However, if the cultivator's cultivation is higher than the specified range, it will be ineffective unless the cultivator is willing. Seeing this, Linley's heart began to grow excited. Little's words meant that he now had 10 experts as his trusted aides. In the blink of an eye, Lin Ray went to his information interface. Looking at the information above, Lin Ray didn't feel proud. He just felt that there were still some shortcomings that needed to be corrected. There were still many things waiting for him to find and complete. Name, Lin Ray. Age, 14. Cultivation, Foundation Establishment Peak Experience, 364000400000. Spiritual Roots, Thunder, Fire, Wood, 3 Chaos Spiritual Roots Talent, Top-Notch Cultivation Method, Chaos Scripture, Incomplete, Devouring Heavenly Technique, Growable, Hongmeng Alchemy, Entry-Level, Martial Skills, Butterfly Steps, Entry-Level, Stellar Finger, Proficient, Silent Thunder Spear Art, High-Level Profound Martial Skill, now practiced to the entry-level, can generate 3 Thunderbolts, Spiritual, Treasure, Martial Emperor Godly Spear, High-Level Spiritual Chi, Growable, Equipment, Cloud Stepping Boots, High-Level Spiritual Chi, Purple Cloud Robe, High-Level Spiritual Chi, Purple Cloud Inner Armor, High-Level Spiritual Chi, Mount, Red Flaming Tiger, Level 1 Chi Refining Stage Lucky Draw Wheel, 1 Chance General Lottery System, 1 chance to draw Reputation Points, 600 Exchange Points, 3,000 Spirit Stones, 24,000 Mission. Main Mission, establish a sect in the next 5 years. If you can't complete the mission or exceed the time limit, the system will directly erase you. Side Mission, recruit 5 best disciples in the next 5 years. Every disciple must have top-notch aptitude. In the next 5 years, You must let your disciples make a name for themselves in the entire mysterious heavenly mainland. If you can't complete the mission in the next 5 years, the system will directly erase you, just like the previous mission. Side mission: go to the Fengyan Sect and kill 3rd Elder Wang Shun in the next 1 year. If you can't complete the mission or exceed the time limit, the system will directly erase you. Pills: 30 body strengthening pills, 200 energy gathering pills, 50 foundation establishment pills, 1 marrow cleansing pill, 10 mind control pills. Lin Rei, who came back to his senses, ignored the dead old man. Instead, he pulled out his spear and slowly walked to Lei Dong's side. Brother Lei, thank you so much for what you did today. No matter why you went out, you've helped me today. I'll remember it in my heart. However, Lei Dong's voice was easygoing at the beginning, but it changed when he said this. However, in the future, our paths will be different. So, let's part ways here. I don't want to implicate you, and I don't want you to become my weakness. After saying this, Lin Rei didn't wait for Lei Dong to say anything. Instead, he led Wan Yu and the others to the inn where he was staying. Along the way, everyone avoided Lin Rei and the others when they saw them. None of them dared to approach Lin Rei. Seeing this, Lin Rei just smiled and didn't say anything. Master, why are they avoiding us? Are they afraid of us? Seeing this, Wan Yu hurriedly followed behind Lin Li and said to Lin Li, "Don't worry, Lin Li. Don't worry so much. They're just feeling inferior in their hearts. They taught us to kill people, so they think we're bad people. We're evil disciples of the devil Tao, so they're afraid." Seeing that his disciple had asked him such a naive question, Lin Li made some adjustments to the situation and told her the truth. "Oh, so it's like this." After saying this, Wan Yu smiled. She smiled very happily, just like a heartless child. "Okay, I think they knows about this. So, when we go back, don't do anything rash. No matter what they say, don't hurt them." When Lin Rei saw that they were about to reach the inn, he warned the people behind him. "Yes, young master, master." Soon, Lin Rei arrived at the inn. There was a waiter standing at the entrance. When the waiter saw Lin Rei, his face was full of fear. This made Lin Rei frown, but he didn't care too much. "Master, you're back. Do you want me to get some water for you to take a bath? Or prepare some food for you?" Hearing the waiter's words, Lin Rei didn't say anything. Instead, he walked into the inn. Seeing this, the waiter was completely stupefied. He didn't understand what Lin Li was trying to do. "You don't have to be afraid. We won't hurt people. Also, we're leaving tomorrow. So, you don't have to pay attention to us." Senior, I didn't mean that. "You, haha. You don't have to explain. You've already done very well. Okay, go prepare some food for us and send it to our rooms. Also, bring some wine." After speaking, Lin Li headed towards his own room, while Wan Yu and the others all headed towards their own rooms as well. Everything had its pros and cons. On a mountain in the heavenly Lake County, there was a palace. A beast-like roar came from inside. Who is it? But who killed my beloved?" The roar was filled with heartache. The entire area was quiet. Only the roar spread over a radius of 10 li inside the palace. An old man sat on the ground dispiritedly. His eyes were filled with hatred. Tears flowed out of his eyes uncontrollably. The killing intent on his body materialized and rushed towards the surroundings. "Who was it that killed my son?" This old man was the father of the young man who was killed by Lin Rei's killing intent. Fang Zhong was the 3rd elder of the Sun Sect. His cultivation was unfathomable. On the surface, his cultivation was only at the nascent soul realm. However, no one knew how high his cultivation was. Man, at this time, Fang Zhong stopped crying. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he shouted towards the outside. "Elder, what orders do you have?" At this moment, a disciple walked in from the outside and bowed respectfully to middle-aged Fang. "Go, investigate for me. I must know who killed my son. I must make him die a horrible death." Hearing Fang Zhong's words, the disciple was startled at first. Then, he understood what was going on. "Okay, I'll go investigate now. I will definitely bring back the person who killed the young master." "Okay, go." After saying that, Fang Zhong did not look at the disciple. Instead, he stood up and walked towards the depths of the palace. After hearing Fang Zhong's words, the disciple also walked outside. At this time, Lin Rei was also meditating in his room. Chapter 45. Lin Rei didn't know that when he killed the young man, his father already knew and sent assassins to find his whereabouts. At this time, Lin Rei, who was cultivating in his room, opened his eyes. His expression was very sad and sad. The loneliness in his eyes and the aura of loneliness on his body made Lin Rei feel suffocated. Sigh, if only Hong Lian was better now. How great would that be? Only she, perhaps only she, would be able to understand my thoughts. Suddenly, Lin Rei thought of Red Lotus, who was injured and unconscious because of him. Tears couldn't help but appear in his eyes. If Lin Rei's current scene was seen by others, they would definitely go crazy. This was because they would never have thought that Lin Rei, who killed without batting an eyelid during the day, would silently cry in his room in the dead of night. Moreover, he looked very sad. Little dragon, do you really think there's no way to make Red Lotus wake up faster? Is it really only by becoming a heaven-rank alchemist? At this time, Lin Rei came out of his sadness. He wiped the tears on his face with his hand and asked the system. However, there was no hope in his eyes. The reason he asked this was only to seek comfort. Sigh, host, I know you're very sad, but I've already said this question the first time. The safest way is to become a nascent soul stage and a heaven-rank alchemist. Even if it's this method, there's a time limit. Red Lotus time limit is only 3 years. Now, more than a month has passed, so you don't have much time left. If you can't complete all the requirements within this time limit, then Red Lotus will die forever. Although he already knew that this would be the result, when Linley heard the system's words again, it was just like the first time. His whole body tensed up. This action had already become a habit of Linley's. As long as he encountered something that he could not solve, his body would tense up, and he would not be able to relax for a moment. Oh, right, I forgot to tell the host that when you save Red Lotus attitude towards you might change a little. When a system said this, it couldn't help but pause. This was something that had never happened before. When Lin Rei heard this, he immediately had a bad premonition. What's going on? What will happen when Red Lotus wakes up? Why is it like this? Hee, don't worry about this. It's not as bad as you think. Perhaps this matter will be even better for you in the profound sky continent. When that time comes, your leveling speed might be twice as fast as it is now. The anxious Lin Rei's heart became even more anxious after hearing the system's words. He stood there in a daze. Hurry up and tell me what will happen when Red Lotus wakes up. Why do you say that Red Lotus will be of help to me in the profound sky continent after she wakes up? It's nothing much. It's just that when she's asleep, she will recall her past memories, including whether she had a Tao companion in the past, her family, and so on. However, when she remembers her past memories, her personality will change a little. However, this isn't too bad. The most important thing is that her cultivation will also skyrocket during this process. She might even surpass you. You have to be mentally prepared. Phew. Hearing this, Lin Rei let out a long sigh of relief. His anxious heart also relaxed. However, when he thought about how Red Lotus would regain her memories, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel a little worried. He was afraid that Red Lotus would really have a Tao companion. If she really did, then what should he do? All right, as long as Red Lotus wakes up, even if her personality changes, even if she wants to leave me, I'll accept it. As long as she has me in her memories, it's fine. Nothing else matters. However, when he said that, Lin Rei's eyes clearly showed a hint of loneliness. The atmosphere around him changed as if he was about to lose something precious. Thinking of this, Lin Rei got off the bed. With a thought, he moved Red Lotus out of the system's space and slowly placed her on the bed. His movements were extremely gentle, without the imposing manner he had during the day. At this moment, Lin Rei looked at Red Lotus, who was lying on the bed. Her face was very pale, and her expression was very painful. Seeing this, Lin Ray felt a sharp pain in his heart. It felt as if someone had directly passed through his flesh and reached his heart. It was as if a hand was fiercely kneading it. The pain was suffocating. Red, 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 red. I really miss you so much. Red, Red Lotus, do you know that I miss you so much? Ever since that day, I've had nightmares every night, and it's always about the scene where you were injured. Because of this, I haven't slept since that day because I'm afraid. I'm afraid to see that scene again. I'm afraid that I won't be able to save you. Every time I think of this, I feel very regretful and hate myself. Why didn't I have the strength to protect you? I hate myself for not being able to protect you and being injured because of me. If only Lu Feng had injured me, how great would that be? At least you wouldn't have to suffer like this. At least you wouldn't have been injured. Saying this, Lin Ray's tears seemed to have broken through his restraints. He was like a resentful woman in a wealthy family, washing her face with tears all day long. Lin Ray looked at Red Lotus, who was lying on the bed. Lin Ray began to tidy up Red Lotus' messy hair and clothes with one hand. His movements were very gentle, completely without the imposing manner he had during the day. Moreover, a rare smile appeared on his face. After finishing, Lin Ray slowly lay down on the bed next to Red Lotus. One of his hands held Red Lotus and let her stick to his body. In this way, for the entire night, Lin Ray kept looking at Red Lotus like this, without closing his eyes. Dong, dong, dong. The sound of knocking on the door was heard. The originally quiet room was broken. Just like that, it had been broken. Lin Li's smiling face had turned gloomy, and his eyes were as cold as ever. In fact, they were even colder than before. Bang! Lin Ray waved his hand towards the door. The door opened, and his disciple Lin Wanyu was standing outside. Master, I was wrong. After the door was opened, Wanyu looked into the room, only to see Lin Ray staring at her coldly. At this moment, Wanyu knew that she was in big trouble. At this moment, Dian Wei, who was standing next to her, also knew that he was in big trouble after hearing Wanyu's frightened voice. Young master, I'm sorry. I didn't keep an eye on Wanyu. Coming to Wanyu, Dian Wei apologized to Lin Ray and took all the blame on himself. Humph, I've told you many times, but don't disturb me unless there's a fight. Why do you always forget? I'll say it again. Don't come to me unless there's a big deal. Take this as a lesson. Got it, young master, young master, Red Lotus. At this moment, Dian Wei noticed the woman on the bed. He knew that she was Red Lotus, his comrade, and a young lady in the future. Alas, she hasn't woken up yet, but I've found a way. I only have 3 years. I have to break through the Yuan Ying stage and reach the heaven level in the elixir realm. If I can't do it in 3 years, then I won't come back. Speaking of this, Lin Ray was silent for a while. Dian Wei knew that it was useless to ask this question because it was beyond his ability. Well, now that you're all awake, let's pack up and get ready to set off. We have to arrive at the Danzong Sect in 9 days. Okay, we got it. After speaking, Lin Li no longer paid any attention to them. Instead, he began to pack up. It won't take long. Red Lotus may not be in the system. Okay, let's go. After leaving the city, he summoned the Scarlet Flame Tiger. After finding the right direction, he rushed toward the Pill Sect. What Lin Ray didn't know was that a group of people came to the inn right after they left. Hey, waiter, have you seen the group of people who killed our young master? At this moment, the leader of the group saw the waiter and turned around to ask. Great master, the people you're talking about have already checked out this morning. I don't know where they went. This is their business. I can't ask about it. Hearing this, the leader was instantly deflated. He didn't expect that things would turn out like this. He was one step too late. Do you know which direction they went? The leader didn't want to give up and asked the waiter. Well, they seem to have left the city. I don't know which direction they went. No one can guess. Well, let's go. Let's go. Even if we can't find them, we have to find them. After saying that, the leader rushed out of the city, followed by a group of people who were wearing the same clothes as him. Lin Ray was rushing to the Danzong Sect. He didn't know that someone was following him. This person was also riding a demonic beast. If Lin Rei saw him, he would definitely recognize him. This was Lei Dong who pestered Lin Rei yesterday, saying that he wanted to see Lin Rei's martial Emperor Divine Spear. Brother Lin, wait for me. Wait for me. Is someone calling me? Lin Rei heard someone calling him. He looked left and right, but there was no one. He thought that he was hallucinating. However, Brother Lin, wait for me. At this moment, a series of shouts rang out from behind them. This time, Lin Li heard them clearly. Well, Lin Rei turned around and saw the person he didn't want to see. Brother Lin, I finally caught up with you. Chapter 46. When that person saw Lin Rei, he laughed shamelessly. This made Lin Rei and the rest want to beat him up. No, Mr. Lei, what are you doing? We don't seem to know each other very well. It's not very appropriate for you to follow us like this. Lin Rei could only say so. After yesterday's meeting, Lin Rei was certain that this Lei Dong was a shameless person. If he didn't point it out, he would still follow them. Oh, I'm here to chase after Brother Lin. Moreover, I see that Brother Lin is going in the same direction as me. So, I would like to travel with Brother Lin. You can say it. Although that was what Lei Dong said, he had no intention of discussing with Lin Rei. Before Lin Rei could say anything, Lei Dong walked forward alone. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was dumbfounded. Whether it was the 21st century or now, he could swear that he had never seen such a shameless person. Brother Lin, why are you still standing there? Let's go. Otherwise, we won't be able to reach the next place to rest. Hurry up. Hearing Lei Dong's voice, Lin Rei had the urge to beat him up. However, he controlled himself in the end. Sigh, how did I fall into the hands of such a person? At this point, Lin Rei's face revealed a helpless expression. Wan Yu, who was beside him, laughed happily. This was the first time she saw her master suffer. How could she not laugh? All right, stop laughing. Be careful, or I'll make you go into seclusion for a year. When Lin Rei saw his disciple laughing at him, Lin Rei's face turned red. Then, he threatened Wan Yu. Oh, I know. I won't do it again. Master, please don't make me go into seclusion for a year. If you do, I'll go crazy. Hearing her master's words, Wan Yu was terrified. She didn't want to go into seclusion in a room for a year. It's good that you know. If you laugh at me again, I'll make a small black room for you to go into seclusion. Do you understand? Got it. Hearing her master's words and seeing her ice-cold face, Wan Yu absolutely believed that it was true. All right, it's time for us to leave. Try to walk faster. I don't want to be angered to death by that brat on the way. At this point, Lin Rei's legs clamped tightly onto the Scarlet Tiger's butt. The Scarlet Tiger nodded, understanding Lin Rei's intention. It increased its speed and rushed towards the Danzong Sect. Very quickly, the Scarlet Tiger overtook Lin Rei. You think you can shake me off with just this little bit of speed? Brother Lei, you're really underestimating me. Flying Lion, hurry up and catch up to that Scarlet Tiger in front. With that, Lei Dong understood his master's intention. At the same time, anger appeared in his eyes, as if his dignity had been challenged. He desperately chased after Lin Rei. Dian Wei and Bai Qi, who were flying on their swords, saw this scene and smiled without saying anything. However, their speed increased along with Lin Rei's. This situation continued for several days. No matter how hard Lin Rei tried, he couldn't escape from Lei Dong's sight. He didn't know what kind of monster Lei Dong was riding, but it was even faster than the Scarlet Tiger, who had the bloodline of the Fire Dragon. In the end, Lin Rei gave up resisting. He thought to himself, it's just a few days. I'll just let it pass without saying anything. However, the result wasn't as good as Lin Rei had imagined. On this day, Lin Rei finally let out a sigh of relief. His ice-cold face also relaxed, and he no longer had that unapproachable expression. All right, young Master Lei, since you're here, I won't disturb you any longer. I'll take my leave. With that, Lin Rei walked into the royal pill city of the so-called Danzong Sect. He didn't want to spend a single second with Lei Dong. In the past few days, Lin Rei had been completely immersed in Lei Dong's words. There wasn't a single day where he didn't talk, even at night. His snoring made it so that Lin Ray couldn't do anything right. His mouth never stopped talking. Hee hee, this is getting more and more interesting. What kind of person are you? You have such a high combat strength. Most importantly, his spear is the most important. He had been deeply attracted to Lin Ray's spear since the first time he saw it. Also, what kind of family or sect are you from? How could you have such achievements? What kind of manager could make a 14 or 15-year-old child be so cold and heartless? With that, Lei Dong's mouth twitched. At this time, Lin Ray didn't know that someone was thinking about him. He also didn't know that this person was the person he didn't want to see the most in his life. If he knew, he would definitely hide far away. After entering the royal pill city, Linley finally understood what it meant to have pills all over the place and spiritual grasses as plentiful as dogs. Just the amount of spiritual grasses that Linley saw now was already the most that Linley had ever seen in his entire life, let alone looking through them all. The moment Linley entered the royal pill city, Linley saw that the streets were filled with hawkers. What they were selling were not the jewels and accessories of an ordinary city, nor were they selling food, nor were they selling silks and satins. Instead, they were selling pills and spiritual grasses. Moreover, the moment Lin Ray stepped into the royal pill city, Lin Ray clearly felt that the spiritual chi inside the royal pill city was completely incomparable to the outside world. If it was said that one only needed 2 days to break through in the royal pill city, then one would have to wait 10 days to break through in the outside world. This was the difference. This was what made Lin Ray the most puzzled. There was such a good place, but why didn't anyone cultivate here? Wow, Master, the spiritual chi here is so rich. If I cultivate here, I think I can quickly break through to the foundation establishment realm. At this moment, Wan Yu, who was standing by the side, explained the situation to Linley. However, when she said this, the surrounding people who were selling pills and spirit grasses all stopped what they were doing and looked towards Linley's direction. This scene made Lin Ray and the others feel awkward. They didn't know what was going on, but they suddenly became the target of public criticism. AI, little girl, you can't say such things in the future. If you say it again, it might bring a fatal disaster. At that time, even if an out-of-body cultivator comes, they won't be able to save you. At this moment, an amiable-looking, white-haired, slow-moving old man appeared in front of Linley, giving Wan Yu a warning. Oh, how do I explain this? Why would there be such a thing? Besides, how could the spiritual chi in such a place disappear like this? Hearing the old man's words, Lin Ray's interest was piqued. He never thought that the city would have such a strange rule. This aroused Lin Ray's interest. Little boy, it seems like this is your first time in the Western region, and this is my first time in the Western region. May I ask how Senior knows? Hearing the old man expose Lin Ray's identity, Lin Ray was instantly stunned. I'm not a senior. I've only lived in the Royal Pill City for a long time. As for how I know, it's because everyone in the Western region, from the Imperial City to the villages, knows about this rule of the Royal Pill City. Since you don't know, then you're naturally not from the Western region. Hearing the old man's explanation, Lin Ray understood. So it was like this. Then you can still be considered a senior. Whether you're a cultivator or not, even if you're not, you're still the person who saved my disciple. At this point, Lin Ray respectfully bowed to the old man. Young people nowadays rarely see such a polite person like you. It's really not easy. Seeing Lin Ray's actions, the old man's eyes revealed a gratified expression. All right, I won't disturb you anymore. I still have something to do, so I'll take my leave first. The old man waved at Linley, then turned and walked into the depths of the city. Linley watched the old man's departing figure, then chuckled but didn't say anything. After all, this was just a small interlude. All right, let's go. Since we're in Royal Pill City, let's take a look at the local customs first. After all, we'll be living here in the future. With that, Linley led Wan Yu, Dian Wei, and the others into the city. Little did they know that someone was following them, and that person had seen everything that had just happened. I've said it before. Since I've decided on someone, he won't be able to escape from me. If Lin Ray saw this person, he would definitely find a piece of tofu and kill himself. This person was Lei Dong, whom Lin Ray didn't want to see the most. Lei Dong originally wanted to leave, but when he thought of Lin Ray's martial emperor godly spear, he decided to stay. Along the way, Lin Ray bought everything that Dian Wei and the others wanted, whether it was medicinal pills, spiritual herbs, equipment, or weapons. It could be said that Lin Ray had taken over the most prosperous street in Royal Pill City. Master, we've spent so much today. Why don't we go for a meal? I'm hungry after walking for so long. At this moment, Wan Yu finally couldn't walk anymore, so she said to Lin Ray. Lin Ray agreed without hesitation. In fact, he didn't want to walk for a long time, but because of his bad attitude towards Wan Yu a few days ago, he took so long to walk. All right, let's go to the best in here. It's time for you to nourish your body. Look at how thin you become. Lin Ray looked at Wan Yu's small body and couldn't help but say this. However, as soon as he said it, Lin Ray regretted it because he saw tears in Wan Yu's eyes. All right, how old are you? Why are you still crying? All right, let's go. All right, I know. I won't cry anymore. After saying that, Wan Yu laughed. She was just a heartless child. Young master, someone is following us. Look, I'm going to the Danzong Sect to become a disciple. Aren't you going to the Danzong Sect as well? Then we'll be in the same sect again. So it's better for us to keep in touch. No matter what Linley said, in the end, Thunderclap was able to smooth things over. Linley didn't know what to do. All right, Brother Lin. Since the heavens allowed us to meet, it means that we're fated. Since we're fated, why are you still hesitating? Anyway, I've already acknowledged you as my brother. As for whether you acknowledge me or not, it's not important anymore. Hearing Lei Dong's confident words, Lin Ray really wanted to cry. What the hell was this? Why did he even talk about something like fate? I'm convinced. I'm convinced, okay? Lin Ray really couldn't argue with Lei Dong. So, he shut his mouth and went to the bed to cultivate. Lei Dong also did the same as Lin Ray. He sat beside Lin Ray and started cultivating. However, when he was cultivating, Lei Dong clearly felt that Lin Ray was absorbing more spiritual energy than him. This was what shocked Lei Dong, but he didn't say it out loud, because they were both cultivating. If they were to be interrupted, it would cause an irreparable mistake. Time passed very quickly, and in the blink of an eye, the night had passed. Linley awoke from his training. Did he leave? Lin Ray smiled. He originally thought that Lei Dong had left, but a voice came from outside. Lin Ray, hurry up and eat breakfast. Otherwise, you won't be able to make it in time for the Danzong Sect selection. Hearing this voice, Lin Ray, who was originally in a good mood, was instantly in a bad mood. Okay, got it. After responding to Lei Dong, he got out of bed, tidied up his clothes, and went to the side to wash up. Then, he went downstairs and went to the dining area. Master, young master. Seeing Lin Ray's arrival, Wan Yu, Dian Wei, and the others all stood up and greeted Lin Ray. Well, sit down and eat. We'll enter the Danzong Sect in a while. It won't be so easy in the future. Do you understand? Hearing Lin Ray's reprimand, everyone looked at Lin Ray with firm eyes, as if to say, we're ready. Well, let's eat. Little Tian, you go in with Wan Yu first, and let them see her aptitude. I believe they will be eager to let Wan Yu stay. Oh, what about you, young master? Won't you go in with us? Hearing Lin Ray's words, Lin Tian was stunned at first, and then hurriedly asked Lin Ray. Of course I want to see their selection. I want to see what it's like and give them a shock. I don't want to get into unnecessary trouble as soon as I go in. I have more important things to do in the sect. I can't afford to waste time. Speaking of this, Lin Ray was stunned. There was a trace of sadness in his eyes, but more than that, there was a bloodthirsty and domineering look in his eyes. This scene first stunned Lei Dong, who was next to him. Then, Lei Dong came to his senses and looked at Lin Ray with admiration. Don't just stand there. Hurry up and eat. Lin Ray smiled and began to eat. He ate very quickly, as if he was in a hurry. This made everyone around him eat faster. This meal was eaten very quickly. Maybe it was because of the Sect selection, or maybe it was because Lin Ray didn't want to be associated with Lei Dong, but in a few minutes, they finished eating. Master, are we going to the Sect now? Next to him, Lin Wanyu stood up and asked Lin Li, who had already finished his breakfast. And that's right. In a while, you and Lin Tian will go to the Sect together. After that, let their elders or their Sect leader take a look at your aptitude. I believe that they will fight for you. At that time, you'll have to cultivate properly. Lin Li stood up and stroked Lin Wanyu's hair. He was a doting old man. When he spoke, there was a hint of reluctance in his voice. Woo-woo, master. I don't want them to be my master. I want you to be my master. At this time, Lin Wanyu began to cry. This kind of atmosphere also affected Lin Ray. At this time, Lin Ray's eyes were filled with tears, but in the end, Lin Ray didn't let them flow out. Haha, silly disciple. How could I let others be your master? In this world, only I can be your master. Others don't have the qualifications, nor do they have the ability. Lin Ray looked at his disciple's crying appearance and felt very uncomfortable in his heart. Therefore, he made a domineering promise to Lin Wanyu. Rather than a promise, it was better to call it a vow. I knew Master wouldn't abandon me. Ha ha! Hearing Lin Ray's words, Wanyu laughed. This kind of smile was exactly what Lin Ray wanted to see. He didn't want Wanyu to be sad, nor did he want Wanyu to cry. He just wanted to see Wanyu always have a brilliant smile on her face. This was what Lin Ray wanted to see. All right, hurry up and leave with Uncle Little Tian. Remember, when you go up the mountain, you have to listen to your Uncle Little Tian. Don't cause trouble carelessly, okay? Before leaving, Lin Ray didn't forget to bless Lin Wanyu. When Lei Dong saw this scene, he was also moved by Lin Ray and Wanyu. Woo-woo. At this time, Lin Ray saw Lei Dong's situation. For a moment, everyone looked at him. Don't worry about me. I was just moved by you. You guys continue. I'm crying. Hearing those words, everyone was speechless. They had never seen someone act like that before. Yeah, let's go. We don't need to worry about him. After saying this, Lin Ray pulled Wanyu's hand and found someone to ask about the direction of the Danzong sect. Only Lei Dong was left behind, still crying. Hey, I say, you heartless people, don't you know how to wait for me? At the very least, I'm crying for you guys. How can you treat me like this? When Lei Dong came back to his senses and saw that there was no one there, he panicked. He immediately chased after Lin Ray, shouting as he chased after him. It was as if Lin Ray had done something to him. Wah, Master, why are there so many people? They couldn't all be here to participate in the Danzong sect selection, right? Hee, little Wanyu, you don't understand. They're all disciples of some large families. Moreover, they all came to the Danzong sect to learn alchemy. Moreover, they all hope that their children can become alchemists. Therefore, in the past years, the Danzong sect selection was always packed with people. Lei Dong saw that when you didn't understand anything and quickly explained. At the same time, his eyes kept scanning the surroundings as if he was on guard against something. All right, let's not talk about it. Let's hurry up and leave while there are fewer people. Otherwise, when there are more people, we won't be able to squeeze in. Although he said this, from Lei Dong's tone, it seemed that he was very anxious. Lin Ray noticed this and became interested. Just what could make such a weirdo so anxious? Chapter 48. Lin Ray sensed Lei Dong's strangeness, but he did not say it out loud. He did not want to cause trouble for himself. And Lei Dong is right. As soon as possible. After speaking, Lin Ray brought them up the mountain. Along the way, Lin Ray saw many people. There were poor people, rich people, beggars in ragged clothes, and young men in embroidered robes. There are quite a lot of people here. Looks like there's going to be some trouble this time. On the way up the mountain, Lin Ray could faintly feel a few people whose cultivation was not lower than his. Moreover, they seemed to have some strength and background. How is it? Is it a blow to your heart after seeing so many experts? When Lei Dong saw Lin Rei frown, he thought that Lin Rei was worried about this matter. However, he was wrong. Just these few people are not enough to make me worry. At most, they can exchange a few moves with me. Heck, you're really not polite. Could it be that there is no one who can beat you in a fight? Lei Dong refused to believe this. He refused to believe that with so many people here, not a single one of them would be able to defeat Lin Li. Lin Rei did not explain further. Instead, he used a no-thanks expression and let Lei Dong experience it himself. Looking at Lei Dong's deflated expression, Lin Rei's mood was very good. This scene was exactly what Lin Rei wanted to see. Master, I will be leaving with Uncle Little Tian in a while. After I leave, you must take good care of yourself. At this moment, Wan Yu turned around and said to Lin Rei. Her eyes were filled with reluctance. I know. Master is not a child. Do I need you to remind me? All right, let's go. There will be more people in a while. And I know, young master. I will take good care of Wan Yu. Lin Tian pulled Wan Yu and bowed to Lin Rei. Then, he walked towards the man at the entrance of the sect. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei's eyes became moist. However, this phenomenon was quickly covered up by his indifference. It was as if the people around him did not notice Lin Rei at all. At this moment, Lin Tian had already arrived in front of the man. The man also noticed Lin Tian. This senior brother, I am here to become a disciple. Please inform him. As he spoke, Lin Tian took out an ancient token from his sleeve. It was given to him by an elder from the Danzong sect. This you? Why are you? What is it, senior brother? Is there something wrong? When Lin Tian saw the man's expression, he was a little confused for a moment. But what Lin Tian didn't know was that this command medallion was the Pill Sect's celestial command medallion. The Pill Sect had a total of 8 of these command medallions, and they had already used 6 of them in the past. Who would have thought that another one would appear here? What was even more inconceivable was that it had appeared in the hands of such a youth. Oh, no, I just found it hard to believe when I saw this token. Oh, what do you mean? Is this token some kind of treasure? When Lin Tian heard the man's words, he felt that this token was a big start. Oh, let's not talk about this first. Let's go see the sect leader first. We will know everything when we see the sect leader. Suddenly, the man's attitude took a 180-degree turn. For a moment, Lin Tian was not used to it. Beside him, Wan Yu did not think much of it because she did not know much about these things. Okay. As he spoke, Lin Tian turned his head and glanced at Lin Rei. Then, he brought Wan Yu and followed the man towards the sect. This scene fell into the eyes of the crowd that had come to participate in the sect selection. Damn, I didn't expect this. I really didn't expect that Brother Lin's subordinate would have a celestial token in his hands. Truly not simple. At this moment, Lei Dong came over and said to Lin Rei. His tone was filled with shock and disbelief. Oh, celestial token? No way. Don't tell me you don't even know about the celestial token. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lei Dong was even more shocked. He originally thought that Lin Rei would know about it. Would have thought that, all right, forget it if you don't know. In any case, you will know about it sooner or later after entering the sect. However, what I can tell you is that there are a total of 8 celestial tokens. Previously, I had already given them away. Adding the one in Lin Tian's hand, it will be the 7th one. Tell me, is this celestial token important or not? The most important thing is that this celestial token is the highest token in the Danzong sect. Hearing this, Lin Rei finally understood why Lei Dong was so shocked when he saw the token in little Tian's hand. Oh, got it. After speaking, Lin Rei closed his mouth and did not say anything else. Lei Dong already knew about Lin Rei's habit and did not mind. At this moment, Lin Tian and Wan Yu were taken away by the man, and they were brought to a magnificent palace. Looking at the palace in front of him, Lin Tian's eyes were filled with shock and disbelief. He had never seen such a magnificent palace before. Junior brother, don't you think that this is very majestic and tall? Seeing Lin Tian's expression, the man beside him immediately knew what Lin Tian was thinking. Lin Tian, who was exposed, smiled embarrassedly but still nodded. In fact, these are not the most important things. These are just external objects. As long as you have the strength, you can even turn the entire planet into your palace, let alone this palace. However, under the foundation of all of this, you must have the strength. As long as you have the strength, all of this is nothing. When the man said this, the determination and courage in his eyes infected Lin Tian. Yes, senior brother is right. I will definitely cultivate properly in the future. Oh, and remember not to speak carelessly inside. If you say something wrong, no one can predict the Sect master's temper. Hearing the man's reminder, Lin Tian nodded and agreed. His expression was still calm. However, the man beside him was not the same. His hands were clenched tightly, and his forehead was covered in sweat as if he had just been drenched in water. Senior brother, are you all right? Lin Tian, who was familiar with the situation, could not help but ask. Oh, I'm fine. With that, he used his sleeve to wipe the sweat off his forehead and returned to his original posture. Jia. At this moment, the sound of the door opening reached Lin Tian's ears. Lin Tian, who was originally not nervous, also became nervous. Wang Bing, is this the child who took away our sect's extreme heaven token? At this moment, a white-haired old man walked out. He looked very amiable, but his tone was very arrogant. When he talked about Lin Tian, he did not even look at Lin Tian. Yes, this is him. Elder Wang, I brought him here. I'll take my leave first. Seeing that the person who came out to welcome him was Elder Wang, the man was stunned at first. Then, his body trembled, and he hurriedly bowed to the old man before turning around and leaving. All right, come in with me. At this moment, Elder Wang said to Lin Tian and then walked into the main hall. Wan Yu, let's go. Remember, don't cause trouble inside. Lin Tian warned Wan Yu, then pulled Wan Yu and followed the old man in. When Lin Tian first saw Lin Rui, he immediately saw the old man sitting on the big chair in the middle. When he saw him, Lin Tian's face immediately revealed a strange expression. Wan Yu, who was beside him, was also shocked. Why is it you, Grandpa? Why are you here? Wan Yu was stunned for a moment after seeing him. Then she asked the old man with a puzzled tone. Wan Yu, don't talk nonsense. Have you forgotten what young master said? When Lin Tian heard Wan Yu's words, he hurriedly scolded Wan Yu because he didn't know what was going on with this old man. The former was an old man who talked to them, but now he was sitting on the same level as the elders in the Danzong Sect's main hall. If he was an extraordinary person, then it would be terrible. It's fine. Little friend, you don't have to treat a child like this. As the saying goes, children's words carry no harm, right? When the old man saw Lin Tian's strange behavior, he knew what had happened. Thank you for your magnanimity, senior. You don't care about a child. In the future, we will definitely pay more attention. I just don't know who senior is. When Lin Tian heard the old man's words, he hurriedly bowed to the old man and then asked the old man, This time, you don't have the right to know who our sect leader is. Suddenly, an angry shout was heard. Along with the angry shout was a strong pressure. In an instant, Lin Tian was suffocated by the pressure. Wan Yu was the same. Her whole face was red from the pressure. Her legs were gradually shaking, but she didn't kneel. When the old man saw this scene, he increased the pressure. Say, senior, don't you think it's a bit shameful to treat two children like this? If this spreads out, I'm afraid it will damage your reputation and the sect's reputation. All right, Elder Wang, stop it here. They're just two kids. You don't have to be like this. What if this matter gets out? If this spreads out, our sect's reputation will be damaged. At this time, the old man stood up and stopped Elder Wang's actions. For a moment, all the pressure was withdrawn by Elder Wang. Lin Tian and Wan Yu, who were struggling to hold on, suddenly felt the pressure disappear and sat on the ground. Little Yu, are you okay? Are you okay? Lin Tian, who had just sat on the ground, didn't look at his injuries. Instead, he went directly to Wan Yu's side to check. Cough, 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 I'm fine. I just feel a little uncomfortable. I'll be fine after resting for a while. As soon as she finished speaking, Wan Yu fainted. Seeing this scene, Lin Tian was angry. His heart was very sad. You old man, how can you treat a child like this? Do you know that she is still a child? Just because of one sentence, you treat her like this? At this time, Lin Tion's eyes were red. The bloodthirsty light in his eyes leaked out without reservation. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.